Rohit, and we're live. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk on UFRE's very own platform with me, Vineet Bakhshi, and today we're going to Chennai. But first of all, I'd like to apologize. We're about 15 minutes late. We had some technical glitches, as usually is the case, and we've already got Guru with us. And our
Hello,
first guest from
everybody.
Chennai is Guru K. Sudhan. Guru and me go back a long way. We met, I think, last year the first time, but he's been on our collectors group for many a number of years. But I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let Guru first introduce himself to us. And Guru, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you are, how old you are, where you are, uh, all of that stuff. Go on.
Yeah. So, hi guys. I'm Guru. My full name is Guru K. Sudhan. That's how most of you know me in FB. So, I'm just like fascinated into cars, like from my very old childhood. So, right now I'm 31 years old. I'm a software professional working in an IT company now. Um, and mostly it was my uncle who inspired me with F40. A screenshot or maybe a wallpaper in the middle of the hall in our old house. So when I saw that car, I got simply fascinated, and from that day onwards, I've been searching for F40. So Ferrari is my first car which I know, and then one day he took me to a James Bond movie. I think it is GoldenEye or something. So there was a Ferrari car chase. I think so. He said,
The,
"I will get you a Ferrari." So he
all
said, "I
right.
will get you a."
So Ferrari is your first love simply because of your uncle and because you had a poster. So your whole dream and everything about getting into cars has been inspired from a poster. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So
Do
we
you
had
still?
an exam when I was in second standard, right? He said,
Right.
"We'll go to a movie and I'll get you a car." Okay, but what happened is we went to the movie. He showed me the car. He didn't get me the car. Okay,
Ah,
and when
cheating,
I came,
cheating, cheating.
yes, so that is where it started. And when I
Right.
was in my childhood, my mother used to say that only seeing, no buying. That kind of rules we used to have. So we used to do window shopping. So
No, ille, macha, what
yes,
is
Vinit.
this? You can't do that. They will only show you something and then they will say that if you're
Yeah.
good, you can have this. And if you were good, you never got that. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, yes, yes. So I never got that. So I used to get only one car in a year. Okay. So but what happens by the time I go, I don't find any car, and I have to beg my mom to get me a car. So after some years pass by, we are all grown ups, right? So we have that image, but
I
somehow
don't know
we
who you're
always
talking
look
about
into
grown up.
cars
I'm not
and
grown up. You might be grown up. I'm not grown up. Go on.
yeah, Vinit. So what I did is I just went into the shop. I started looking into cars again, and I started one by one, and like which is my favorite car, like that. So basically, I don't go by the set. I see which hits my heart. So if that car is fine, then I'll pick it up. That's it. I don't go for any other car. So that is how it started. And then in 2014, I joined this Hot Wheels Collector group. I was just searching and to see whether my people are there. Like the idea which I have, whether people have the same kind of vision or not. So that time I found this Hot Wheels Collectors group. Slowly we got friends. We came to know about people. Then we came to know about you, and you gave us so much of knowledge. And we were just started collecting the cars, helping each other, and from there it went on. So this is
So
my story in short, I can say.
tell me something. So when you were a kid, right? So Hot Wheels has always been the diecast car in the 1:64 scale that you remember as a kid. while growing up, and that was always what you wanted. Did you
Yeah.
ever want to
See, I'm
bigger
in
scale
Tamil Nadu.
cars or
Okay.
something like that? Only
Tamil
Hot
Nadu,
Wheels? Go on, go on.
only
Sorry,
Hot
go on.
Wheels. Only Hot Wheels.
Why only Hot
Yeah.
Wheels? That
So
is
I'm
why.
in Tamil Nadu, right?
Right.
Yes. So that is the car which was available to us. We used to get in that Kellogg's. We used to get for Maggie. So Leo was my first car, actually, to be precise. I used to have lots of Leo item cars, the bus, everything I remember. But I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them. So we came to know only about Hot Wheels, and we don't know about any other brand, especially in Tamil Nadu. So we used to get from supermarket, and that time Leo India was there, right? So they were giving us the
Mattel,
cars
yeah,
and all,
Leo Mattel and
and it
Hot
was
Wheels, yeah, collaboration.
exactly. And the car rate I remember was 39 rupees that time.
Wow. And that was a lot of money back then, 39 rupees for a car that is as small as this
Yeah,
is
it's very tough. It's very tough. 50 rupees is a very big amount that time. So it's a
big
big
amount.
amount. It, yeah, exactly. Like I have to beg my mom somehow get me one, or I have to show my records. I have to show my merit. Only then I used to get a car per year. So that is how it was.
Great. So you got into the whole scene of collecting Hot Wheels simply because Mattel and Leo they were together and they played a very important and a great marketing strategy when, like you said, the cars were very very expensive, so most people couldn't buy them, so they started giving them away for free. With Maggie, with Kellogg's, and all of these things and all, and that is how your collection started. So what they invested, you're telling me that what they invested back then in those many years, now you're about 20 years later when you're older, you still remember that, and that is why you're still loyal to Hot Wheels and you're still collecting Hot Wheels, yeah?
Exactly, exactly. They play a
Man, I
big
mean,
part, right?
yeah, so I think Mattel should
They play a very big
really
part.
be looking at this as to how they invested in kids back then by giving them stuff for free, and now those kids are big people who are older people. I wouldn't say big people, older people who are now have their own monies and everything and all, and now they just go and splurge on their childhood fantasies, but what they were denied then, now they have access to it, and yeah, you have all of that. Fantastic. We've got, a lot of our collector friends who are there. Krishna Sakar says hi. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but yeah, we've got lots and lots of other collectors here. I think they also share the same similar story with you. What they wanted in their childhood, they didn't get, and now that they're older, they're getting those. Tell me something. So you said that you had this fascination for the Ferrari, and especially because of the F40 that is there. Manmohan Tiwari says hi. Hi, Manmohan. So what are you collecting now? Are you still actively collecting Ferraris? Are you gone on to other brands? Are you gone on to any other manufacturer or what? And let's see some of your goodies, man. Show me the good cars that you have. I mean,
Definitely, I will show. Um,
so what is your
okay.
collection like now? How many cars do you
So
have
can
right
you
now?
hear me, guys?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? See, I
Yes.
think I have around some close to 600 to 700 cars, and
600 to
most of
700
them I used to.
cars.
Yeah. So actually, I'm in my mother-in-law's house. Okay, it's my in-laws' place. So I have collected. I mean, what I have here is very less. In my place, I have two more boxes. I'm not a big collector, but I love to collect what I like. So that is how it is. And I'm a big Batman fan. You can see the cars, right?
We can see the cars. Can we have Guru full screen, please? Whoever's there in my production control room. Uh, Yeah, we would like to see Rohit. Rohit, we would like to see Guru's screen full screen, please. Yeah, you can remove me and add Guru just full screen. You can show us about this car. So, Guru, yeah, you're going to be on full screen and now show us about your cards.
Yeah. So this is Mercedes CLK. You can see, right? So
Go on.
likewise, I just store them in these boxes. I just store them in these boxes. Man, these are so beautiful they are. So Like and then I have some goodies here which I can show you. So this is from the Fast and Furious. Like this is the most sorted one, Yeta, Volkswagen Yeta, and yeah, here we have Mazda 78 Sunby. This is my favorite car, and yeah, Volkswagen also did play a good role. So like they bought good cars, and they look great actually. And see, these are the set of cars I have. Means there are boxes and boxes of cars. See, you can see this, right? The
Yeah.
second wind.
Isn't that in
Yeah.
India casting? Isn't that an India-based car that you have?
Yes, it is an India-based car,
So that
and this
must be
one is from
extremely
the
rare.
Kellogg. This one is from the Kellogg's I was talking about.
These must be
Kellogg.
extremely, extremely rare.
So that is how it is. I'm just showing part collection, not full collection. And recently we started with MBX cars, right? So Matchbox again, I would say like their quality is very good. I would like to show this Mura.
Ooh, that is a delicious looking car. So we've got Sandeep Joyce on the line. Sandeep is there. Uh, Sandeep is asking if you also collect black walls. We've
Yeah,
got
so it is
Savio
so
there. Savio's crazy about the second wind. I think he's also a Kellogg's or a Maggie baby like you, and I think he's also got uh, fond memories of all of that stuff. Yeah. Vanakkam, Chennai collectors. That is
see
what Shriram
we were
gave
not
for the
aware, right? If
sentence.
we were aware, we would have stocked up things. Really, I'm saying. So it
But
was
then you wouldn't have been a child if you would have
yeah,
just
yeah,
taken
yeah,
those cards.
exactly. So
So
Vanakkam to everybody. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. See, I didn't even know that I would be lucky enough to have this in my hand because this one we used to see in the movies when we were kids, right? So and now
that's
it is in real time. So I'm saying we are lucky actually.
fabulous. So I think because you played with your cards at that point in time, and now that you're older, it's you take care of your cards now because you had your fun playing with them, and you've also lucky to have some of your old Kellogg's and Maggie cards and all, which I believe today are highly sought after by the collectors because most of us kids in India never really took care of our cards. We really played with them to death, and yeah, a lot of them lived a very very good life. But now when they've come back to when we've grown up and all, and sadly they're not there anymore. But the memories remain, and I think that is what keeps us going. That is what inspires us to go and
True,
get them
true.
again.
See,
But today, tell me something, for your memory's sake. If somebody were to show you a car from your childhood, what do you think you would stop when somebody comes to say? Because I know that the India-made cars are very, very rare. If somebody comes and says, "Guru, I've got this car, and this is for like 4,000 rupees," would you pay 4,000 rupees for a car that costed 39 rupees back then?
definitely, because see, it is a treasure, right? We don't find it anymore, right? So, if I get my childhood cars, I will definitely pay. I'll save money for that, and I'll definitely pay for that. So, I treasure it a lot. I know its value. I don't know whether the upcoming generations know about its value or not, but we have to tell them like whatever they see in their childhood, it should be like preserved or should be valued up more. So as they grow on, they don't waste things, or at least somewhere they'll preserve things. Like now, I'm repenting. I've given so much of cars to my cousins and my friends, and that was long time back. But now, if I find right, that is what it is. That is the ultimate thing.
Right. So tell me something about, what about the kids today? A lot of kids today, they are on their portable devices, like they have their iPhones and laptops and tablets. And what do you think? You think what would you like to tell them?
Yeah, I would see. It's actually very sad thing. They are not physically doing the playing. Okay, I want them to take a car and go over the street and play like a kid. So that will bring more memory, right? So sitting in the mobile phones, looking into the portable devices, I mean, technology has come. That is fine, but still, it is not the true happiness that is going. They are going to enjoy. So if they do something like this, they'll remember for a long time. But these portable devices is totally crap. That is what I feel. They lose their
Uh,
minds. They don't know what is precious. We have to teach them.
so,
It is our responsibility. We have to teach them. We have to make them play. We have to give our things. We have to make them. But my daughter, right? I have a little daughter. She's
oh,
going to
very
complete
nice.
5 years, and
Oh,
she knows these are Appa's cars. So I believe she will maintain them. I've told her like, see, these are my wealth. Actually, you have to take care. Do not scratch. Do not throw on ground. Play it softly. I used to say all that. So
but
she used to
but
say,
what
"What
about what?
you're doing like kid?" Like,
So tell me something. But then
yeah,
obviously
Vinay.
she's a kid. She would want to take the cars, smash them, do all of those stuff. So I hope she has her own cars that she can take and play with them and do that. But at the same time, she knows the value of the cars that you're giving her. So yeah,
Yeah, it's not only cars. I do collect some figures and all. So I give the names to her, who is they are, what is their character, and every day she says good morning to them sometimes.
oh wow, oh wow.
Then what I used to do, yeah. So and I used to do one thing. So what does that mean? See this. I have this Aladdin figurine.
Okay,
Okay. So when I showed her the figurine, she was not able to understand who it is.
okay.
I told her, see, this is a cartoon which I was seeing when I was a kid. Now
Oh,
this has come as a figurine,
right.
right? So what I did, I showed her in the YouTube the old cartoons which I used to see.
Okay.
Then she agrees. Ah, yes, pa, this is that guy. I remember. Yeah, he has come in cartoon. Oh, now we are having him in 3D like that. So some ways we have to find and make them understand their value.
I think you're doing a great job, the way you are, and the way you have been collecting when you were a kid, and now that you've grown up and you still carry those values forward, you still carry those memories forward, and you saving up and buying your old childhood dreams. And also it's nice to see that you've already got some, what, 700-800 cars. And how many Ferraris? Let me just ask you this one last question before we go on to the other, our Talaivas and all. How many Ferraris do you have? And you showed me
Guys,
the Mazda
guys are going to catch
7873.
me.
Yeah.
Guys are going to catch me if I say the count. Okay, there
No,
not much.
you're
There should be
hiding your
somewhere
cars.
around. See, I still remember the car you gave me, 288 GTO silver, pearl silver. I cherish it a lot. I love that car, and I'm still a big fan of that car. And you were very inspirational for us. So you showed all your Ferrari cars. I was so happy that okay, the ultimate legend is also following Ferrari. So
No,
I was very happy. Yeah, that is the truth actually. Okay, I got fascinated and I started collecting real riders in Ferrari just because of you. You're the main
oh,
reason for that.
I hope your wife is not watching this show
So
and all. If
yeah,
she finds out how much money you spent because
uh,
of all of that and all. Next time I come to Chennai and all, it's like, no, don't get this guy in, or maybe get him in and all. We lock him in a room and we beat him because he's the guy who made us going to spend all the money on these things and all. Yeah.
nothing like that. Definitely, it would be a pleasure if you come in your busy schedule. If you come to Chennai, let us know. We can have a meetup. We can have some good time with our family. So we all can do a party somewhere, just like the way you wanted. I'm just looking forward for that. To answer your question, I have close to 100 Ferraris for now. but that is the max I can
Wow!
do.
Wow. So after the show is over
Yeah,
and all, okay, but I know that you said you're at your in-laws' place and you don't have all your cars access to them. But wow, 100
exactly.
Ferraris. I think the last time I met you and the last time we spoke, I don't think you had 100 Ferraris. So you've been secretly buying, and I want to find out who your secret Santa is when you're getting all of these cars that are. Maybe you have some stuff that I don't have. Maybe I need to come and really see your collection and all. So yeah, let's do that next. I think that
Hey,
is
no,
one
no,
thing.
no, Vinit, no, Vinit. See, it is not like that. I'm not exactly collecting all models in Ferrari. Only few models. Okay, very very specific models like F40, F50, 288 GTO, 250 GTO, um, like that. Very specific models, not everything. So see, that is what I want to have only little, and I want to have them best. That is what my plan is. I cannot go for all the Ferraris. We can never stop, right? So that is not easy task. Getting Ferraris, it's very expensive, again. So see, half of my Ferraris are in US. See, if you tell me who helped you to get the car, I will say it is Vineet Singh Bakshi. Okay. So
What have
you
you
gave me
done?
the
Now the
sources
whole
to get
now
the cars.
everybody will know. You know how many messages I'm going to get now. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. See,
uh,
guys, if you want Ferraris, catch Vinit Paji. He is the best person in the world to get the
okay, anybody in the PCR and all, get this guy off the
Sorry,
screen,
Vinit.
man. I mean, I think he's just that's it. That's what's going to happen to me now and after this. But no, this is crazy. I'm getting so many messages now. Kai is there, and Manohar and Rajiv is there, and Sandeep Joyce is there. Savio Scott is there. Uh, then we've got Miss Shankar asking us, what about all your earnings and all? How much money do you spend on this? Actually, we're not going to ask that question. That could be detrimental to all our collectors' health and all. That is why we try and keep our better halves out of the group, so that it is just. No, no, Sandeep, ये झूठ बोल रहा है. I didn't do anything. So Sandeep Joyce is saying पकड़े गए Vineet Paji and all. Savio Scott is saying that I want to come to Delhi now. Oh my
That is
God, Guru,
true.
what have you done? Bye. मेरी तो लग गई अब. So anyway, but thanks, Guru. It's been fantastic talking to you. And now we're not going to go into our other talibas that are there and all, our other machas that are there who are waiting with us and all. Let's get who's next. Let's see who's next. We've got the clock running and all. Hello, I can't see your name. Where are you? Hi,
Hi, sir. You don't
how are
remember
you?
me?
No, no, I'm saying I can't see your Aston name and all. Your name is supposed to be displayed on the screen and all. I can't see that screen over there.
My name is
I don't know why.
displayed here. You can't able to see it?
No, no, no. Okay, so we're getting a little, your headroom's getting a little cut and all. Can you just adjust your camera so it gets a little tilted down, please?
Fine now.
Yeah, great. Tell me about you and what you do and everything. Can we get him on full screen, please? Full screen him, not me. The show is about him. Full screen, Baba. Not me, Macha, him. Can we get him on the full screen? You can remove me. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, go on. Tell
Uh,
us.
Guys, I'm Rohit. I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm doing my mechanical engineering in Chennai. Uh, my passion for cars has always been through my life from my childhood. Uh, I'm still in my childhood. I'm just 20 years completed. So the main thing about cars is the passion has come to me through my dad. He has been an inspiration for me for the cars from my childhood. I still remember while I was studying in third standard, I used to rush him
Oops.
or ask him frequently about driving the car whenever we go out, and he'll be giving me the steering wheel alone for while I was studying back in third standard. And when the time flies, after when I came to fourth, I started driving fully myself. From that till now, I'm driving the car by myself from fourth. So the passion for cars is really high thing for me in my life. So whenever I used to visit the stores with my parents for some other purchases, I come to know about the Hot Wheels. I mean, while I was studying, I was little, so I used to randomly correct the cars here, there, not frequently, like monthly twice or monthly thrice. I'll be getting the cars from the pigs. Um, so this is how my cars has been grown up. Back in 2016, through Instagram, I came to know about the Hot Wheels Collectors Group in India. Michael Diaz, I think you know him. He
Yep.
joined me through. He joined me in this group. From there, it came to another level. And my favorite casting is Ferrari. Um, I don't know because from a very small age, I used to collect only Ferraris. Well, whenever I used to hunt in the pigs, I used to search for Ferraris here, there, and the color, which is the most main thing for me, the red one. So it attracted me the most, and from there till now, I'm collecting Ferraris and some other cars like Porsches, vintages. I used to collect randomly, but my first priority will be Ferrari. So yeah, that's about me. That's how I started collecting, and I'm still going on.
Thing. Uh, when you talk about Ferrari, so we spoke to Guru a little earlier. He's also inspired by the F40. That's what started his collection. You are also inspired by Ferrari, and we've got a lot of our friends here. Krishna Sankar says, "Hello, Ferrari boy." Kankesh Sharma says that your Ferrari collection is the most awesome. That Ferrari, you're a legend down there in Chennai when it comes to Ferraris, and you
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 are
know
the
you have.
legend sitting in front of me about the Ferrari.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
You are the legend sitting in front of me.
No, 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 no. Let's not talk about me. The show is about you. I am only here to tell your story to everyone else because at the end of the day, it's no fun playing alone. And I'm so glad that
Yeah,
when we talk on the messenger or when we talk on the groups or on other social media platforms like Instagram and everything, we inspire each other. We always help each other. We always try and find out the car that we're looking for. And as Guru had already said, that trying to find Ferraris is, especially now that Mattel has lost the license, it's
yeah.
it's very very difficult to find them, and people are asking atrocious money for Ferraris. But you're a smart cookie. You've been buying those cars from all over the world, and you never pay the asking price. That I know
Yeah.
about you. So
I
even though you're
always
very,
go below the market rate.
very
I'll
young,
always
you
wait
know,
below.
Yeah, so even though you're very young, you're very, very smart. You're one of the smartest people that I know when it comes to collecting Ferraris. Because you hunt, you're very clever in the way you look for things, and you never pay the asking price, and you always manage to surprise the rest of us with what you pay for those castings. Because today, if you were to show, so anyway, forget this and all. What I want to do is I want to show everybody your Ferrari cars. So can we have Rohit on full screen, please? So, Rohit, he can show us all his fabulous Ferrari collection that everybody's raving about. Krishna Sankar asks, Rohit, how many Ferrari cars do you have? We want Rohit on full
Um,
screen. Thank you. Not me, Rohit. Get Rohit on full screen. Baba, you can remove me from the stream, or you can make me revise me and all. Rohit, come on, let's see your Ferrari cars. Rohit,
yeah, I'll just show you some random ones. So here,
can we have Rohit
this
on
is
full screen, please? Yeah.
can you see this? So I'll just
Take it out of the protector. I can't see that.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Take it out of the
Ah,
protector. The screen's going to be on you. You need
okay.
to take it out of its protection. You need to tell us why do you keep it in this cover? Why? What is so special about this?
It's not like keeping in the protector. I don't mind about the card for the perfect cards. It just came in this case while I was buying. Um, I used to collect both carded and loose cards too. but my main thing is the card art. Also here you can see the card art. It is nicely done. So this is one of the toughest one to get right now. It is going
Uh-huh.
like $80 minimum, 80 70 to $80.
This is going
But
for $80. Don't tell me.
yeah, yeah, this is going for minimum $70. They are asking for this car carded.
Oh, oh my God. And this is the Ferrari
So
288 GTO black hot ones. Uh,
yeah,
extremely hard to get. I know it's extremely hard to get, but I didn't know it was going for about $80. Wow, awesome.
yeah.
So this is
So
what we are
along with
holding.
this,
Yeah,
this is the chase one of the 288 with the red
right.
lines. You can see the red lines on the tires. So these
Yep.
both I got it for 50 shipped both.
Wow.
This one alone is going for around 30 to $40. This is around $80. Both I got it for 50 shipped. This is not
You
like
must be
long
just.
back. It was like 6 months ago,
I
recently.
see. So then let this be a lesson to everybody who's watching this thing and all. So you don't have to pay so
Yeah.
much money that is being asked by everybody else out there. We all know that eBay is also called Evil Bay for a reason.
We must not follow eBay prices. That is the main thing. We must not follow the eBay prices. Whatever you see in the eBay, you have to predict your price. If it is around $60 means you have to predict it to $30 or $40 maximum. So I just go like that. If the market price is 35 means I'll be going to 25. I'll wait till the end. So I'll
Show
just
us
wait
more.
for
Show
that.
us more.
So yeah, this is from the garage, Phillips garage. He's the designer of this car. So this car is going for like 30 to 40 or 40 plus in eBay. But I got this car for $20 shipped. This one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was alone. In this, there are two other cars. I don't have them near me. So, so randomly, I'm having this garage series. Same thing. I'll just follow with every cars. These all I got it for just $15. This one 15. This one $10. This car is going like $50, 40 to $50. I got it
Right.
for like $28.
So if anybody wants to
And I
learn
have
how to,
the, yeah, tell me, Paji.
I'm saying, so if anybody wants to learn how to buy Ferraris and from where to buy Ferraris, as Guru said, don't call me. I think everybody needs to go and call Rohit. Rohit is going to help
Yeah, I
everyone get the
know.
cars at for a
Everyone should
steal of a
call.
price and everything. Yeah, so when you're showing it to the camera and all, Kai Hitawari is there with us and all. I think his real name is Rakesh. He calls himself Kai. So, hi, Rakesh, Kai. He's saying remove the protectors and show because it's reflecting on the glass. The light is reflecting and nobody can really see the glass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sure. Can you see it?
Yeah. Arvind Shenoy says hi. Arvind Shenoy is also watching this thing and all, and he's also very interested to see that how you've been scoring these deadly cards at this price. And also, Arvind was there with us last time when we did the Bangalore show. Can you read the on the screen? Yeah, yeah, the message is there.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, nothing. We have to just search. You have to surf through the Facebook groups, and yeah, in eBay also I got. See, even this car which I got for $28, I got this in eBay. So we have to
Right.
just wait for the right seller at right time. We must not overpay for anything.
So you're
See,
saying
even
that
these.
patience is the key. You wait for the right price. You set your own price. Look at the market
Yeah,
values. Do your research
100%.
properly. And then when it's there, strike at the right moment and all. Otherwise, you just end up paying maybe twice or thrice of what it's actually worth, or what is going for. Because
Yeah, I see. Nowadays, I see many guys who are paying. They are overpaying for every cars as they have more money. They are just splashing out the money on the cars. As you said, the real collector is we have to wait for the right moment and for the right time with the right price. That makes the hobby exciting. See, I
So
got
the
these.
fun is in the
These are
chase.
from
Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the chase with the right price. Everything is
Yeah.
available easily, but we have to get them at the correct price. That is the main thing.
This looks like a very,
So
very old car.
yeah, this is from 1979.
Oh my God. Were you born in 1979? Question.
Can't get you.
I said you weren't born in
What did you say, bro?
1979, right? You said you're 20 years old, so you were probably born around what, 2000
Yes.
something and all.
Yeah.
So this car is 30 years older than
No,
you are. So
I was born in 99.
you were
Yeah,
born
this
in
is also
99.
from 1970.
Oh my
And
God,
main
guys.
thing in Hot Wheels, I like old school ones, old school Ferraris, and anything in old school. I just love those card arts. See, back in those days, I just love them. This is from 1977 Ultra Hots, and
Fabulous.
this is the variation I have in Testarossa. These also from 1988,
Oh my God.
and yeah, this is my favorite in old school. I'll show you this. This is my favorite car with the favorite card art.
So is there a name for
This
this
is going
particular
for like
card art that
30.
you have?
Ah, I can't get you.
I said, what is this kind of a card art called? I mean, so we know that the cars have got different series and things like that. But what about the card itself? Do the card art also, is it categorized into something, or what is it categorized in? Is
I
there a
don't
name
think it
for
is
a card art? Like,
categorized. According to the series and the year by they'll be releasing the cards differently with a different card art. See, in this,
right,
see, this is from 1988.
right.
So this is from 1977. So
So
it
that one,
differs.
so this one, the white one, the is that a Testarossa and all? I think that's called a rainbow card or something like that, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I don't think Rainbow series. Uh, not name. There's no specific name for this, but this is
See
we called
this?
as Speed Fleet. Wait, I'll just open and show it. So this is they called as Speed Fleet series. This is from 1989, and from the same series we have different cars. I just collect. I don't just collect the color variations alone. I just also collect the interior variations, wheel variation, everything. I'll be collecting in this. See, this is from the Split Wheel series. Oh, sorry. Here it is. The bottom
So
one is
both
the
those
Ferrari F40.
So both of those cars are exactly the same and all, but then there are some small variations inside them, which makes them even more desirable. And is that
See,
because they?
you can see in this, these both cars are same, but the interior you can see the black light and the tan.
Right? Yeah.
So
Okay.
even the seat variation will differ, tan and black.
Right. Right. So the card is the same. The cards inside have got minor
Yeah,
variations in them, and
everything
that
is
makes
same
them even more
except
collectible.
the yeah, and even collect like shortcuts. See, this is a shortcut variant. The
So what
same
is
thing
the
have in
special
long
about
card.
the short card? I mean, so you're telling me short card, tall card. Is there like a fat card, a
Uh,
thin card?
this is exclusively only to I mean in Europe they'll be producing shortcuts only in Europe's.
Okay.
But all around in the world they'll be giving us the long card. Only in Europe they'll be giving the shortcut. Like
I see.
normally we'll be getting long card here, there they'll be getting the shortcut.
And is there like a special difference in value of the short card and the tall card, or is it a
Yeah,
fat card and a thin card also, or no?
actually in the MRP is the same in both the countries, but while the resellers they'll be selling it as it is a rare short card, they'll be selling little bit $2 to $3 high comparing with the long card.
Right. That's
So
amazing.
here's another one. This is a micro series. This is from
Oh,
1990. Comparing, it will be the same as this is 1:87 scale.
right.
The one which I collect normally is 1:64. This is the 1:87.
Which is
See, this is
even
the
much
normal one is
smaller
to
than the other
64.
one, isn't it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, much smaller and detailed. See the comparison. This is the 1:64. This is the 1:87. Smaller one.
So do the 1 is to 87s cost a lot more than the 1 is to 64, or how does that work?
No, yeah, I just got this for $8. $8.
Oh, wow. So in spite of the fact that it's a Ferrari Enzo, I think isn't that an Enzo? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Enzo.
So now if you were to get a regular 1 is to 64 Enzo, that would be much more expensive than the 1 is to 87 scale.
I
Yeah.
have short card in that also too. This is the Enzo. Short card.
Oh, sweet. Manohan is asking that he hopes that you've got the Bruce Wayne collection shipped. What?
Yeah, yeah,
What is that?
I got the Bruce Wayne collection box. I just have it in US, not here with me. Yeah, I
Okay.
showed you right. It was going around like $60. I was waiting on a deal, and then dear admin, I forgot his name. What is his name? I can't
Subhajyoti.
pronounce it properly. Yeah,
Subhajyoti.
he just came. Yeah, he just came up with a new website called Toy Peddler, which is a US site.
Right.
He told me that you can get good deals there. You just search it there. He told me. I just went
Mhm.
there, searched it. I got that card for $35 shipped. All credit goes to him.
Subhajyoti, thank you so much. You're doing your admin duties very, very nicely and all. But Rohit, I'll tell
Yeah.
you one thing, that I've been buying from Toy Peddler from about 10 to 12 years ago. So before even eBay was there for me, I have been scoring a lot of good deals from the Toy Peddler because Toy Peddler, they don't charge as much overheads and commissions that are normally,
eBay.
yeah, that eBay is
I
subjected
just
to. And
recently came to. I like 1 or 2 months. 1 month back, I just came to know
oh,
about that.
I see. Oh, you
I
never
don't know.
asked me about anything else and all, but yeah, so Toy Peddler is one very, very interesting site. Tell me something and all.
Yeah.
I've got a little Angry Bird car here and all, and he's getting all very, very, excited looking at your cars and all. Why do you have that gun behind you? You know, you're very strategically placed your thing there. Is that to keep? Oh my God, you've got guns and knives and what all do you have there? Is that to ward off anybody who comes close to your Ferraris?
No, not for me. That's my father's. Both are my father's gun collection. He has this
I
normal
see.
single drive barrel, and this is a like this is a shotgun. This is a shotgun. This is a rifle one.
Oh my God. So anybody who ever thinking of having any dreams about heading over to Rohit's house and maybe swiping some of his Ferraris, if you can see, he strategically placed the camera in such a way that nothing needs to be said. You can see the guns behind him. They're
No,
all
not
protected.
like that. I just have my father's desk here, so I just kept all my Ferraris here and them doing the life.
Nah,
Nothing new.
just kidding, man. Just kidding, But very strategically placed. Sublime messaging is there. If when people look at some of my collection, also they also say like, do you have any guards or whatever it is, and we're going to come and raid your house and stuff like that. But I think your message is loud and clear. So anybody who's watching it and all will be very, very careful. Don't go to Rohit's house. He's got guns. They're loaded, and he knows how to use them, and he's not afraid how to use them. Yeah, with that note, that's amazing, man. I mean, so one last question before we move on to some of the other collectors. Uh, how many Ferraris do you have? I mean, that is the question that a lot of our senior collectors and everyone else wants to know. How many Ferraris do you have?
I'm having I don't know the exact number, but I'll be having 400.
Awesome.
Only yeah, only the 1:64 Hot Wheels. Only Hot Wheels. 1:64
My
Hot Wheels.
my
And
God.
in Matchbox, I'll be having 20 to 30. Just started Matchbox. I'll be having 20 to 30 in Matchbox.
So your first love is Hot Wheels, but then now you said that you moved on to Matchbox. Is that because you got almost everything that is there in Hot Wheels, and then you're just looking at augmenting your collection in more interesting ways?
No,
So
I
you don't
just
have any more to buy in Hot Wheels?
no, I just still got many ahead. I think like they'll be having 1,000 Ferrari variations in Hot Wheels. Still many way to go, but Hot Wheels has been a main part for me because everyone who came into collecting first they'll be seeing the cars around in the pics in India, particularly in Hot Wheels alone. So I just
Right.
stick with Hot Wheels and Matchboxes, and
Okay.
now I'm just seeking for Tomicas, Ferrari
Oh,
alone.
you move,
But
so you moving on to Tomicas also, but everything that you collect is the 1:64 scale, yeah?
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you're
one
saying.
is to 64. Yeah, 1:64. That is for
So
sure.
everything is a small scale and everything.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. 400 Ferraris. I wish we could see all of those 400 Ferraris there. This lockdown, one last question before we move on to the other collectors and all. This lockdown, how do you think as a collector, is it, do you think it's a good thing that you've have the blessing of being a collector and having all of these things? Otherwise, what do you think if you would have done during the lockdown if you weren't a collector?
Um, Now, actually, I have been busy with my college works. Um, this has been a time. My last purchase has been in last September, I think. I just bought around
Mhm.
50 to 60 Ferraris last September. After that, it has been a full engaged work for me till the lockdown started. From the lockdown started, I think back in March. Within these 3 months, I again bought around minimum 100 cars, 100 Ferraris again. So this lockdown has torn my savings. All my savings
Restore
is
your
gone
save.
now.
All your
Yeah,
savings is gone and all.
all my
So
savings.
that means,
Yeah, I just stayed for my 1:1 car to modify my 1:1 car. So all this
right.
gone due to the small scale collection hobby.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. But the good thing about that is since Rohit is not going to be out there buying the cars because he's exhausted all his money and now he's, taking a little hiatus and all, the rest of us can go and buy the Ferraris. Thank you so much, Rohit, for joining us and all. As you can see, we've got
Yeah,
Manikandan on
thank
the
you,
line with
buddy.
us and all.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
It was a pleasure seeing all your cars and seeing your guns. Okay, so he just shut off at that particular moment. Hi, Mani, how are you?
Hi, Baji. How are you? I'm doing great. How are
Oh,
you?
okay. There you are. It's good to see you after such a long time. You don't collect Ferraris.
Yes, I'm in particular to one particular brand and one
Okay,
particular symbol. I can say. I think
okay,
most of the
perfect.
people.
So
Yeah, yeah.
before that, I'd request you to just tell our fellow friends over here and everyone as to who you are, where you're based, what you do, married, children, how many children, and a little bit about your
Okay,
collection. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So I'm Manikandan Raman from Chennai. So I married and I'm 33 years old and I have two kids. So I'm a private banker. So working for corporates in a system solutioning division. So that's about me, and I'm collecting cars from last 14 years. So
Oh,
I'm not a very big, very huge collector like Rohit or other guys who are starting from their childhood, because I in my childhood I don't even get a chance to get Hot Wheels, because my I know
why?
Hot Wheels in 2004 only, because I'll tell you, because I am from a deep interior south region in Tamil Nadu. It is called Thiruvarur. So where
Okay,
you can't able to see now, also you can't able to get a Hot Wheels over there.
I see.
So
So
when
maybe
I came 2004 to Chennai for my cousin's house, first time I came to Chennai for 2004 only, first of all. So that time I got a car. I think it is a Dodge Charger, 1970 Dodge Charger, if I'm not wrong. So I don't
right.
have that car right now. So we gone for a shopping. There is a I still remember in Madipakam. So there is a shop called Royal Shopping. So
Okay.
next to my aunt house. So we gone there and he picked one car and given to me. So that's the way I just first saw the Hot Wheels. I just took that because when we are there in my Tiruvarur or my native, you will not get
Right.
this kind of a huge casting, right? So I'll be
Right.
getting a small car in a car festival. Year on year, we used to have a car festival where my father and mother get me two cars. So that is a 10 rupees each worth. So I have to have it for till the next car festival. So
Okay.
what I used to do is I will enjoy with the car by having a wood plate and I will roll it down from the top to down. So this is the way I used to be there till 2004. When I came to Chennai and first got my Dodge Charger and in 2004 from my uncle. So that time I knew that there is an Hot Wheel is there because if you
I see.
see in my in still now also interior locations in South Tamil Nadu, you can't able to see the Hot Wheels over there.
I see.
When I had 2 weeks back a Father's Day discussion with the which you arranged for that time also I given this feedback to them. So I want people now whenever I'm going to my native because unfortunately that is in my mother-in-law house now. So my in-laws are
Ah,
staying there only my native. So
okay.
even though I shifted entire family to Chennai, so I
Right.
go there and I take make some cards and I will give it to the children over there. So
Okay.
which is not my actual brand because my brand or my collection I will not give. So but I have additional always. So for my children as well as my nearby kids. So whenever my son is having birthday or my daughter is having birthday, I used to give card as a gift, irrespective of the birthday. They will sit with me, my children, and they will pack it, wrap it, and they'll give it to the friends. So this is
Wow.
about me. So if you compare to other characters, I'm very young character. I can say I'm only 14 years of experience in this collection. I'm sticking to
Right.
only one particular model. I think most people would know about me in the group, Art Wheels group, and as well
I
other
think
groups.
if you can, yeah, sorry to interrupt and all, but if you can see all the comments that are popping up on your screen in front of you,
Vanakkam,
everybody knows you. Everybody knows you
vanakkam,
as, yeah, everybody knows you as Mr. Common Man. I mean, they call you the Common Man.
vanakkam,
Tell me why they
vanakkam.
call you, yeah, why do they call you Mr.
Uh,
Common Man?
Common man. So basically, see, I easily gel with people. Okay, so I'm a very outspoken guy, and I will be upfront to you. If I'm doing anything wrong, I will say, boss, you are wrong. If I made wrong, I accept my mistake. So and I will easily gel with people. So that's the way I think people are calling me common. And sometime as I used to do imports, so the time I will get my other band cars also. I used to sell to our people with a
Right.
reasonable price. That might be I am doing a simple help to the people, our friends. So that also one of the case they can call me as a common man, and I'm always reachable.
Let me tell you why they call you the Common Man. It's because you
Okay,
collect the common people's card.
people's car. You got me.
The common people's card. I think you're you're
You
you're
got
not
me.
telling us the truth and all, but we know the truth and all. Everybody calls you Mr. Common Man simply
People's car.
because you collect the common people's card. So what we're gonna do is tell us what is that common people's card is.
Okay, so guys, I collect Volkswagen. The brand Volkswagen is the main brand for me to collect. So I have a very strong feeling over the symbol, the V and W. Unfortunately, I had two good friends in the name Vivek and Wilson. They both of them nowhere now. They are no more. Wilson is one of my friend in college days. 2004, he passed away due to an electrical shock. And 2018, I lost my another friend Vivek in Indonesia.
Very
He gone
sad
for
to
a
see that.
project.
Very sad.
So so when I started 2004, I said to my friend, I taken because he is also native. I took this car and go and told him that boss, this is a car which is available in the Madras. We are not getting it. That time it was a Madras name, so not Chennai.
Okay.
So
Right.
whenever see the VW symbol, I can able to connect with me personally with because it's look like I can able to see my friends faces over there. So that's the way I am having a very good bonding with the Volkswagen, and I collect only Volkswagen. So that's a major thing. So if you see in Volkswagen, anything which will have a VW symbol, I collect. So that's the way I
Anything which has
started.
a VW symbol you collect. That's
Not as
amazing.
the 1:1, not as the 1:1, as of now. So I collect the scale models. So
I see.
I majorly then I had streamlined my collection. So Mr. Shriram from our Chennai group helped me. I used to have a long conversation with him because he is a very good collector. and he used to give
Okay.
a long advice to me. So boss, because I when I started the hobby, when I joined the groups, Facebook groups, and 1.5 year back or 2 years back, I go hogging over there and getting the cars at any cost. So, for example, one guy had sold me a small bug. So it's a VW bug. It is 1991 card release. It was 750 rupees to me.
Okay.
I bought it. First time I bought it.
Oh, okay.
So what happened then? What happened when we had a first meet? We used to have Chennai meets, right? So at that time I meet Sriram. So when we have casual chat, he gives the option and opinion. Boss, what you have to do, what you are doing. So if you're doing only Volkswagen, go to and do the research. So before 2 to 3 years back, I will not do the research much. I will check this is a Volkswagen. It is there in my list, and people I can able to see it, and it is look lovely. I will go for it.
Right.
Okay, that's the way I used to do. But when I met the people, like same-minded people, that collectors who want to really help others, for example, Rohit, for example,
Mhm.
Hari. Hari is the person
Right.
who took me to the groups. Basically, he is the one introduced to the WhatsApp group. From there, I had
Okay.
been introduced to the other groups, Facebook groups. So
Right.
the same kind of people helped me to streamline the collection. Even though you are loving the more the Volkswagen, but you have to have a, each and everything you need to know about the car, and you have to go for the cost also. So that's a whole
Awesome.
thing. Now change it now. Now I'm seeing that, so whenever I'm seeing a car which is been higher priced, I'm now letting them go. Okay. One thing always Sriram used to say that wait for a moment, it will come to you. So if it is written your name in the car, it will surely come to you. So I will wait for it. So it has been 1 year now that I'm not much. I'm hogging on the cars. I'm just sitting and waiting for my right moment to get it.
So it seems like, we spoke to Guru earlier, we spoke to Rohit before you, and now we're speaking to you guys. So the point is that all of you guys have that same kind of a mentality, is that not to jump the gun, even though Rohit's got a couple of nice guns in his house, not to jump the gun, to take your time, look for the car you want, look for the price that you want it at, and only when you get it is only then you fire the shot. Yeah. So you guys
Correct.
are
Correct.
not really, I mean, you guys are very, very, very serious collectors, even though, you say that you haven't been collecting for a long time and things like that, but you're all very, very seasoned collectors. Now, what I want to request you to do is that if you can show us some of your treasures, yeah?
Okay.
Show us some of your
Okay.
treasures.
Okay. First thing and foremost thing is I want to show you the India base. Okay. So I think
What is so special
Vinit
about the
ji.
India-based cars? Also, tell us
Okay.
about
It
the
is
special
a
about the India-based.
Okay, so this is a Leo metal card. That is a short card. Okay, so basically Leo and Metal had a amalgamation. Sorry, it is a deal where had a plant in Nagpur in India, and they had a production run for 4 years. So
Okay,
it is not last long for after that 1991 something. So that they go the agreement they had closed the agreement and they gone back. So that this Leo metal cars will be very limited in the production because only 4 to 5 years they've been in India. So
right.
this particular car is
Can
Viniji,
you
you
raise
know
it up a
about
bit
this?
so we can show it?
Yeah,
Yeah, just raise it up in front of the camera. Yeah. Okay, cool. Go on.
yeah.
Sorry.
So this one is particularly I had taken a long discussion with Vineet ji. You know that. So what happened is this is I seen from a Singapore seller. So I love this car. See, I have one more RS Peter in this. It is a 1971 casting. So it is China production. It is a Hot Wheels and this is a Hot Wheels card, but this is in a
Right.
Leo metal card. So what happened? I
Right.
saw this card and I had a very long discussion and conversation with Vineet ji how much we can able to get it for. So I can say that the seller started with very huge amount, and I got advice from Vineet ji. He told me what is the perfect price for it, and I had spoken to the seller and had taken 2 to 3 days, and then he had compromised on the pricing and given me that. This is the oldest
Awesome.
Volkswagen themed car I'm having, which is in a Leo metal. So this one,
Right.
and the oldest car I'm having is 1979 release, Harris Splitter again. This has two variation. One is a red one with the top, which will have the extra wheel, and this one is an orange one. So I'm just looking
Okay.
for the red one. I'm not getting that. So this one I
Okay.
got a very good deal. So along with this
Right.
one. So this is
Right.
the most oldest car which I am having as of now, and I will show you something. So this is the evil devil. We will. So this basically have a two tooling. So one is real one is a 1971 release. So that is having a different tooling. This is second tooling. So they had a tool
Okay.
and they dismantled every first one and they had came back with this. So this is the limited edition car. So these are 10,050, the 10,500 cars issued, and in that I have 590 numbered card. So this is the
Oh
lowest
my.
numbered card I'm having in the limited edition. It is a Neo Classic series. So this
Okay.
is from the Neo Classic series. This is the another card which I love most because it is not like a normal bug, right? So it is having a
Right.
fully loaded, fully it is ready to rock. It is ready to roar. It is ready to race kind of
Ready
a
to
thing. So
rock.
you
I
can
love that thing, man. Ready to rock.
so if you see the engine, it is like our Fast and Furious movie. Most of the cars will have the hood only open, the engine will be shown outside. That's kind of an engine, and you can able to see some kind of spoilers, which is big as the car backside of the wheel or something. So I just amazed about this casting, and I gone for it. So this is
Okay.
the
Can you?
most
Yeah. Can you?
yeah.
Can you please? Sorry to interrupt, but can you put the car in the center because we're not able to see it. A lot
Here
of the yeah.
now.
Yeah. That a little up, please. Yeah. Now we can see the car and casting properly. When I look at this car, I think there's also something. Does this have two engines? One in the front and one at the back?
Yes, absolutely. You are right. It has the two engine. One is in the hood, which is openable hood. It is showing up there, and the second one is here in the back, which is having a big spoilers also.
Right.
So that's the reason it is called as Evil Weevil.
Because normally
So
Volkswagens and especially the Bugs have the engine in the back, but this particular one has one in the front and one in the back, and that's awesome. That
okay.
is really,
So
really a killer piece. Show us more. Show us more.
okay, so this is the one which I referred to you when I gone hogging and got a car for some high price. But actually, this is not the actual car because this is the 1991 release also in back. So Volkswagen Bug was released from Hot Wheels in 1988. It was started 1988 and 1991 car. This one. This has four variation. This
Okay.
casting itself having four variation. I'm having three out of it, and I'm missing the black wall, which is in US my hub. So probably I will be getting it once the lockdown got over. So this one I love very much. If it is in it is a if you see it is full metal on metal. So most of this Volkswagen bugs you will have a metal on metal. So
Okay.
I love this casting very much. After the Evil Weevil, then I have this Volkswagen panel oil can. So this is the
This
Volkswagen
is very
panel
different. This.
bus.
Why does this look very different? I mean, all the other ones that you've shown us are like a card and all, and this one is like, wow, that it's got its own little garage.
Okay, so this is called the oil can series. So Hot Wheels had this oil can kind of a series for 3 to 4 years, if I'm not wrong. So they used to release the car. This will be an if you see this will have a 100% metal on metal, and it will have real lighters as well. So they'll be given in the this kind of a oil can. So this is normally people used to collectors used to call it as oil can kind oil can series. So that is not long lost long for 3 to 4 years. So this is the only one oil can which I have. I'm looking for three to more on this. So for probably future I will get that.
And is this
So
a
and
very expensive car to find? Is it difficult to find?
uh,
Expensive? Uh,
no, so as you asked me if it is expensive, it is little expensive since it is in the oil can. But if you, in general, if you go for a card, you can able to get it within below $10. So
okay.
since it is an oil can, so I think I got it for a $15 if I'm not wrong, $15, yes.
So
So
we're
that's the thing.
talking
I will,
dollars, yeah?
yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
dollars here, we're not talking rupees, yeah? Don't confuse people at all because I know that all you guys are like, seasoned collectors and I don't think you guys buy anything from India. Rohit is importing all his cars, Guru is importing all his cars. Now we're looking at you and all, and you're showing us stuff that is like so old and I don't think any of you guys buy anything in India. Why are you staying in
Saji,
India?
Saji, you have to get it for us. That's the goal you are working for. I know that. So once you, so it will be there soon, so that next generation collector, for example, my son, they will be getting it in India. I want that. So I think people like you will push it and get it for us. So since these people, this thing were not released in India, because I think you people, most of the people knows that the premium itself came a couple of years back only to India, so that these will not be available that time in India. Only we have the mainline. That was also limited stock. Only we got to India. So that's the reason.
Sure.
I'll just take you to the some of the my loose ones.
Yes,
Uh,
please. Can we
so
have
this is
money on
my
foot?
wardrobe.
Yeah.
So this is my wardrobe. Actually, I fighted with my wife and I got this for my Volkswagen. So if you see, I have. So basically, I have the Volkswagen's logos, which is changed from year to year. So it is from the 1937, 1939, and 1945. So till the last change, you can able to see. So what is the change in the logo? And if you open my wardrobe, you can able to see the bug. So you can able to see
Wow.
the 50 inches bug. And if you see, this is, see, in the Volkswagen, I like three castings much. One is the bug actually, and second one is Volkswagen panel bus, and the third one is Volkswagen Jetta.
Okay.
So this is
My
the three
God. So
castings.
you've actually taken your cupboard, emptied it out, and you've made it into a display
Yes.
case which is lockable, so that only when you come home you can open your cupboard and everybody will think, let me find some clothes inside it all if you want to change. But no, Money's got all his cars inside it. Wow.
No, so basically I have, see, this portion belongs to me, and the next the same kind we have, so my kids and my wife, this will be there. But entirely what happened this here, I used to have my coat, and formal shirts and trousers and everything. I pushed it to one dappa and I made this for Volkswagen. So that's the way it has
My
been there.
God.
So, and this is my loose collection. So for on Volkswagen. So this is the one thing I love most. This is a Matchbox. So basically, I collect,
Okay.
as I said, I will collect Volkswagen, right? So I used to collect in all the brands. So basically, it's a
Okay.
1:64 is the main thing. But however, I will go for all the brands. So I love to collect the Hot Wheels first. Then I jump into Matchbox. So people will not believe that I got it for $7. This one,
Wow. You're
$7
making
shipped.
everybody very jealous if you tell us that you got that only for $7.
It's $7 if you see that. So this is the Matchbox. This is the unopened
Wow.
piece, actually sealed one. So
Wow.
that's the
And
one.
how old is
And
that particular piece?
sorry.
How old is that?
Okay. So if you see this, this has been issued in the year of in the year I missed here. Copy. It is in 1998. It is 1998 series. It has been
Okay.
issued. So that's one. And so this is my loose one. So I have around 240, 250 kind of loose Volkswagen alone. This is the 100 percentage. So which is an 100 percentage Volkswagen, which is in a metal on metal and a rail base. So which I like most. This is the one. This is also one. So, and the other things is this also one is again a 100 to 100 percentage Volkswagen. So this is an
Hey,
again a
can I
panel
see
bus.
that? Yeah, can you show that one? I think I have a bigger one like that. And this is
Wow, I think you had
ex
posted it a few days back in the Facebook, if I'm not wrong. That's the one you're referring to.
yeah, but okay, mine's a drag bus and this is the same
This
livery,
is the
I think,
panel
but this
bus.
is the fun.
It is a panel van. It is a
Yeah,
panel
right.
van.
But the livery is exactly the same. Very interesting.
Correct,
So they
correct,
used the same
correct,
livery and they put it on the 1 is to 18 drag bus and they used it and they put it in the 1 is to 64 panel van also. Wow.
correct,
Very
correct.
nice.
So I collect Hot Wheels and the Majorettes. So Majorettes is
So you
recently
collect
only I'm
majorettes also.
collecting. Majorettes
Okay.
only recently collecting, and
Okay.
I also collect. So this is called high speed. This is, I love the casting. This is the 1 is to 87. So this is
Okay.
called high speed. The brand is high speed. So this is a bug
Okay.
again. So it is coming in a case where I got this for a two and a half buck, two and a half
No
bucks
way.
for it. So this is the 1 is to 87. I have around so three six bucks. This is a Beetle. This is a new Beetle. So Volkswagen new Beetle. So
Okay.
Volkswagen have three versions, right? So one is the longest run, it's a bug. So then so they gone for the second version. Then third, the one is the new Beetle Cup. This is a convertible. So this is the one.
Okay.
So it is also
Wow.
1:87. And I also collect Norua. This is the only one piece I have. So polo. So I like this casting very much. So this is kind of a race kind of a guy. So I am a guy who like the thrill. I know speed kills, but it's thrills, right? So I love that kind of guy. So whenever I'm going with Rohit, no, in his car, so he used to ask me, brother, I can go fast. I tell him, boss, please go. So that's I'm that kind of guy. So I like this casting very much because it's like a rally racing casting. So that I have this one, and
Okay.
so then I have some cool above 1:64. This is the 1:32 scale. So I have
Right.
to give a full credit to Shriram about this casting. So he
Right.
got a very good deal in online, and he had texted me and he had called me and he made me to buy it. But I love it. So I got this for 50% off in some online shopping, which he had shown me. It is a very good detailing. So I'll show you that once again. So if you see, you can able to see the seat colors. So it is like a like a real velvet kind of a seat. So you can able to see the screen. So if you can so there is a LED TV will be monitor will be there in the car.
My
So,
God.
so in the backside you will have the surround systems. I think you can't able to see that because of this. So you have the surround system. So it is like a party van. Okay, so you
I
can
see.
able to see the detailing in the front side, if the car and the driver side and the on the other side also, the seat will have the rest hand rest and everything. So this is a very good
Okay.
detailed one which I have in not in the 1:64 scale. So and then my first RLC, which is helped by Sachin Gupta from our team only, and I'm getting two more RLCs because I'm a guy who always collect two in every casting in Volkswagen.
So what is
So
so
I will
special about this RLC? Can you just show that to our
okay,
audience who's watching it and all? Can you just put that on the screen? It's a little off. Can you just put it in the center, please? Yeah.
yeah. Now you can
Yeah.
able to
So
see.
these,
Okay,
yeah, these are called RLCs. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Awesome.
Okay. So RLC, I think most people are aware that it's a club membership, so that you need to have a specific membership in the metal, so in the
Okay.
Hot Wheels, so that they will have a limited issuance. So this is a 10,000 limited issuance. I have the 2,110. So this is the real first RLC I have in Volkswagen, and many more to come. So my friends are helping me, mainly Sriram, Prashanth, and who are there in US also helping me. So I'm also always collect two in each casting. So one I
Right.
will open and enjoy it. So basically I do racing on Sundays along with my son. So
That's
my classics with
amazing.
these exotics is the actual theme. So 10 cars,
Right.
I have to select from a classic and bug, and he has to select 10 his exotic cars. So that's the way we used to do. So I opened one and enjoy it and like this. So when I showed you one carded one, this is an uncarded one. I played at this is
Wow.
a winner for the last 2 weeks back. Is the winner with my son's race. So he had a Lambo space car, contest space car that is lost against
Right.
this bug.
Wow.
So
So Bug Beetle, Lambo, and all. So it's very interesting to see that you're such a focused collector. You only collect one particular kind of casting, and you really don't go and collect the other ones and all. And you always buy it for the right price. So I think you Chennai guys are really, really sorted. Your whole camaraderie that you're telling us about, the other group collectors and all that are there. You mentioned Sriram, you mentioned Rohit, you mentioned Guru,
Hari.
and Hari, and
See,
all of these.
so what we will do, so we do have meets, right? So in this lockdown also we had a couple of meets in the virtual meeting. So our
Right.
common goal is to help each other. So we had see we everyone will have a separate so vision thought, right? But in a common forum, like so we have a guy called Renatus, and we have very senior guys, Santosh or Rajshekhar, so who are there in abroad also. See, we have one goal in mind that we need to help people so that we will get a help from them. So people will identify, because so if you see, we have a WhatsApp group that people are given a role they have to play. For example, one guy has to always go for a cheap and good quality deals. So one
Okay.
guy will give you the news about what's happening in the market. So what he has to go.
Okay.
So we have a guy called Manikandan. He will be giving all other like atomic cars and everything. He will give the news. And we have Hari, and we have more people, right? So the more people, but the thought process is only one. So we need to achieve the goal of everybody needs to be helped by getting
That's a
helped by the team.
fabulous ecosystem you guys have got, man. And it's very interesting to see that you open up your cars, you play them with your son, you race them, you enjoy the cars to the fullest and everything. Fabulous seeing your collection and especially your cupboard with the logos, and you open it up and suddenly there's a treasure there and all. That's fantastic, man. I mean, thank you so much for spending some time with us and showing us your valuable collection. Let's talk to some of the other collectors that we've got in Chennai. More people from your group are
Thank
also
you.
there. They're waiting
Thank
in
you
up.
very much.
But
Thank you very much, Baji. Thank
here's
you very
one of
much.
the
Bye bye.
oldest collectors, and I think one of your good friends, Mr. Hari Shreyas. Hi, Hari. Welcome to the
Hi,
show.
Paji. How are you?
I'm great. Sorry to keep you waiting, but
That's
there's so much of stuff to be
it.
seen from your
It
from your
was quite
collector
the
friends.
show. It has been
Yeah,
quite the show so far. So I wasn't really waiting. It was like watching a movie.
no, it's
So
entertainment for sure. I mean, I've known you guys for a bit of time and things like that. I think I know you for a very very long time. I think we've been
about 7 years,
associated
six,
because
seven, 7 years, right?
yeah,
Almost 7 years. Yeah.
that's precisely the time I think that we started the Hot Wheels Collectors India group, and you're one of the very very early members. Who have been very active on the social media and have been with us. Manmohan Tiwari says, "Super Hari, we must
So
get to
I've
a
got something
travel."
to show. I've got something to
Yes,
show for this. Yeah.
so yeah. Sriram K. Sundaram also says like,
No, he says I
Hari
am.
Shreyas, Guruji, and wow, I think people are going crazy. Tell me something. People are calling you
Yeah.
Super Hari. People are calling you Hot Shelby Cobra King, and I know a couple of other stories about you also. But let's hear it from you. Can we have Hari on full screen, please, so that give us your little bit of an introduction. Tell us what you.
Definitely. So uh, I've been a Chennai guy. I was born and raised in Chennai, and I had two Hot Wheels when I grew up. I had one double-decker bus, which had San Jose Falcon Jet written on one side, and the other one was a Chevy Citation. That's all I had when I was, when
Do
I was a kid. So
you
after
still have
that,
those buses with you? Do you still
no,
have that
I
with
sadly, my father used to work for a bank. He's a retired banker. So what happened is we kept moving from one place to another, and sadly, it was lost. But I have an eye on a couple of deals on eBay, but it's showing up as Evil Bay right now. So the prices are very
you?
high, and again, just like how other people mentioned before me in the call, I'm waiting for the right deal for the right time, and maybe I'll pull the trigger on those two. So what happened is like again I think in 2011 I was back in Chennai. I was starting to work, and I randomly visited a store, and I didn't really know much about cars back then, about Lamborghinis or anything. They had like a few cars, 5 or 6 cars, and there was one which was a yellow Lamborghini, which was in 2011. I just picked it up. I didn't have the heart to open it because it was so beautiful, and it was then I came to know, and I found it in a stash, that it was a 2011 Reventon, yellow
Okay.
Reventon. I still have it carded. And 2000, this happened in 2011, isolated incident. And then
Right.
2014, I think towards the end of 2013. So I have a sister's kid who was about so 2013 was 7 years back, right? So he was about 6 7 years of age, and I took him to a toy store, and that was the first time I saw a huge rack of Hot Wheels, tons of pegs, like 15, 20 pegs. Each of them had some 7 or 8 cars. And I was actually amazed. I mean, I actually lost him. He was somewhere else in the store. I actually didn't even care about him. He went somewhere. And I then later got him and picked him up. But in the meantime, I actually spent some 15, 20 minutes in picking some really good cars.
Okay.
That's when I realized the magnitude of Hot Wheels at that point, and then I was really into American muscle. So the first few cars that I picked was, one of them was a Dodge Challenger. It came in a teal blue. Sorry, I think it was in yellow in 2014. and then I was just, I thought, okay, let's start collecting. Looks good, 89 bucks a piece. That's not a big deal. So I started collecting.
So they used to
And
cost 89 rupees when you started collecting. This was
89
in which
rupees.
year?
And towards, I mean, the 2014 stock had just come in. It was the end of
Okay.
2013. So
Okay.
I was still able to find in some stores cars for 69 rupees. The Dodge Charger, the Toyota 2000 GT, those were my peg finds. At that time, I didn't know about any supers or anything about that. But understand the magnitude of the situation there. I saw five, six black Dominic Toretto's Chargers on pegs, and I left them behind because it was very early and I didn't know anything about it. Like I just picked one of them and I came back, and I started collecting them in a shoebox. So I had a couple of shoe boxes. I still have some of them. That's how I started. I started like 8 cars, 10 cars, and then every time I go to a toy store, I would start inquiring about Hot Wheels, and I'll go to the peg, pick few more. And I think Padi, you might remember the first time, right? It was a Chevy Nova station wagon. So
Yep.
I went to a store. I that was that day I had
Show
gone through
us the
some
car.
Facebook.
No, no, no. Just you're telling us about it, but I want to see the car. Take it out. I want to see that
Okay,
particular car. Where
no,
is it? You
not just.
must have it.
So I have them right here. So this is the
Out of the
car.
protector. Too much reflection. I want it out of the protector.
Okay, you're making me
I
do
know it
something
pains
very
your.
uncomfortable.
I know it pains your heart, and now we'll find out when you
No,
were
but that's
super
okay.
30.
That's okay. Anything for the show, right? So so this was the one. I actually picked it up thinking it was a cool wheel variant, literally. And then
Okay.
I still remember that I had picked this up, and then I still remember the post that was there, and you had put up saying this is the list of super treasure for this year, and I was like, Paji, this looks like something that I have. I just picked it up recently, and then that's
Right.
where it started. And then 2 days afterwards, I found another one, which was this.
Oh
Should I
wow.
open this as well?
Yeah, no, that's okay. That we can see that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
The, the,
And
the, the,
and
yeah.
and then 2 days afterwards, I found this within the
Wow.
next 2 days, and then the hits kept coming. And 2014 was a year I was fairly free, and I had a lot of time to hunt. And I just have something very special to show. I'll just move my laptop around and I'll show. Let me know if you can see it.
Oh.
So I've been trying to complete the year of 2014. So I
Right.
just have a couple of them left. Uh, so I have a twin mill and a Harley Davidson that's left behind. So I have 12 out of the 14. So I think once that those two are there, I think I my 2014 set would be complete. And lucky enough, most of them are peg finds. So I think three or four of
That,
them are maybe I
yeah.
bought
So
it from the
that
US.
that is one very important thing. That why they call you Super Hari is because when all of us
That may be
have
an
been
overstatement, yeah.
yeah, we've been running around. I mean, I know that I found my first super treasure hunt, which was I think after about 4 odd years or 5 years of collecting. After that, I went and found the super treasure hunt, and I used to think that Mattel had rigged this whole thing up, and then it's not possible that super treasure hunts were just not coming to India, and Mattel was playing joke on us. But then when we saw you and you're going in these stores and you're just able to,
Tru-
oh look, we
Trust
found
me,
one super treasure
this
hunt.
the like and it's not just about finding them on pegs, right? The story behind them is very interesting. This Chevy Silverado, I found
Yeah.
it in a store where they hardly had any cars. They had like three or four cars which was in the main pegs, right? So I came, so the billing counter is near to the exit. So I was coming by, and this guy called me and he said, there may be a few cars near the billing counter. Can you just check them out? And there were only two cars.
Okay.
One of them was
Right.
this. So if
Wow.
it's if you like there's a very interesting saying in this in our group, right? The super sort of finds you. You don't find the super. So
Right.
that's that sort of a thing. And like many such interesting stories. The most quick, the most memorable ones that this is another super where I actually went hunting to a store in my hometown in Trichy.
Right.
So I was ruffling through the cases where in a hurry because I had other work to do. So at that point, on that day, and the other stores would close. So I was just ruffling through them, and I just picked this up and I just kept them aside. I didn't even want to take this up. But there was another car I was actually looking for. I picked it up and then he put them back, everything in the box, and he gave the box to the guy. And after that, while I was driving back, I remembered, wasn't this in the 2014 list? And then that's when I
Ah,
remembered the next day. And but by then the store had already closed. So the next day morning, 9:30, I was the first guy. There was no people from the store. Store was still closed. I was
right.
waiting outside the locked shutter. The moment they
Okay.
opened, I just ran inside, picked it up. So many such interesting stories. If it's like
That is
super
so
finds you.
interesting that you still remembered and you
Every
just went
single one.
back to the
Every
store and
single
you were
one.
wait.
Every single. It's very interesting. That's part of the hobby. Finding them on a peg is I feel is the pleasure of it, right?
And
Uh,
much cheaper
and
also. I mean, let's just talk about some of the cars that you showed us over there. Finding them on the pegs is, yes, of course, very very interesting. The fun is in the chase and all. But we also know that why there's a reason they're called super treasure hunts, and that is the
yes,
reason that you keep finding them on
definitely.
the pegs, whereas other people, a lot of the unfortunate ones and all, they pay through their ear and nose for something like this. What would be the approximate value of a super treasure hunt in today's world?
it it
Approximate.
actually differs. So this one right now, it all depends on how many you see in majorly in collector groups, right? So this one, which is the station wagon, I think, at least I remember so far about 30 or 40 people found it. So
Okay.
I the value that goes around maybe is 1,500 bucks. But there are some of them that never even came to India. So certain cases are skipped by metal, right? So
Right.
those ones, like this one. So this is the bomb,
Ooh,
right? And this is the bomb. So
this is
this
the
never came
bomb.
to India. So this never came to India, and
This color
had
never came to India. Yeah, you're
this
right.
this,
This
this
color never came to India,
so this
and you have
case,
a super.
yeah, this case never came to India actually.
Right.
So even the main line is pretty sought after today.
Yeah.
The ones in red, right? So yellow one came in 2015, and
Right.
the unfortunate part is that there are grill variations in this. So there's a smooth grill variation, there's a fine grill, and a coarse grill variation. So grill variations are even rarer to find. So I wouldn't actually want to reveal the number, but I did pay a pretty penny for this one. And another one that did put a hole
Okay.
in
So
my
don't
pocket
reveal
was
the number. Just tell me if it's more than or less than 5,000.
uh it's right on there, right on the money.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, this. Yeah.
so
Tell me the story behind this one. What
no,
this
this
is
was
the
not
one
a
I think
peg
one of the
find.
earliest. This
This
is
was
this is
not a
this
peg
is one.
find.
Yeah, this is one of the earliest gassers and all that started the whole thing when
Yeah,
gassers
it's
we know
it's
are very very big today. But yeah,
yeah,
tell me about this one.
it's sort of the milestone on of an American hot rod, right? So I mean, I had, I can call myself the most unlucky guy because I actually spotted this on a peg in Bangalore, and
Okay,
then I left it behind. I didn't know about it. I actually spotted this in Bangalore, left it behind, but then and then I never even spotted the main line after that. I actually
I
spotted a
see.
super on a peg, left it behind, then disappeared. And then I actually got this from a collector friend of mine. He's also in the group. He's also in our Hot Wheels collectors group. I actually sort of pestered him around for more than a year, and then he finally is like, "Lele, yaar, right? Don't pester me. Have this."
My God.
So yeah, I mean, but he also understood that I valued it very much. So he said, okay, so it makes more sense for you to have it. So have it with my blessing. So that's what he told me. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so and this car, I would say, is what you initiated me into, right?
Uh-oh.
Vineet?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay.
This so after this, right, I haven't even started spending time on supers. Supers sort of became what I uh, found accidentally. But what I've started hunting with full focus are cobras. So let me show you a quick, around what I have around me. So this, let me put it closer. You can see it, right?
Oh, we can see them in all different scales, starting from small to
Yeah. So,
wow.
this one is from Kyosho. This is a 1 is to
Okay,
18. I got it from a fellow collector from Mumbai, and
okay,
this is a 1 is to 18. This has everything, all the bells and whistles. You can open the the trunk. You have a steering wheel. You can open the everything opens, and you can open the door and everything. So I'm even scared to touch it with my bare fingers. So this is a 1 is to 18 from Kyosho. This one is
right.
from Kinsmart. And to give you a closer look, this is actually from Hot Wheels, the J. Leno's garage series. It still
Right.
has all the details, and the best part is you have a separate drivetrain.
Okay.
So
Very
it's
nicely detailed.
very pretty. And then these are my recent acquisitions. These are 1 is to 87 from Herpa.
That is tiny.
Really tiny. But the sale was on for the blue one as well, and I missed it by a whisker. So that's those are the Cobra scale ones, the blue ones at least. And I have a few more to show. I mean, I'll just quickly shift through them. Uh, I've crossed a little boundaries on as long as it comes to Cobras, I've crossed my boundaries across brands. So
How
these are
many
Jeda.
how many cobras do you have in your collection? Because
Uh,
I know you've got tons of supers and all, but now since you're actively focusing on getting cobras and things like
I
that.
think I'm close to 100. Close to 100.
My goodness, and they're exactly the
Most of them
same
are.
car.
It's exactly the same car, but it's like you have a kid and you see the kid in different dresses. So it's like, why don't you buy only one dress for your kid? That's how I'll put it.
Question:
So
do you have kids?
no, not yet.
That is why you have your cars and you treat them like your children, and then you want to dress them
Yeah.
up in different dresses and all. Because
on
well,
on that
that's fair.
on that point, I mean, I can say that I was heavily into diecast. And 2018, I met my now wife, and the one question I always had inside me was, would she actually accept me? Would she actually accept this hobby, or should I have to end it? So I mean, the hobby. I mean, so what happened is, in the next meet that we had, she actually got me a diecast car. It's not something fancy, but she actually got me this. So I understood that I got my green signal. That she actually understood my hobby, and she's been very supportive so far. But the only thing she keeps advising me is, don't spend too much, matlab, संभाल के and all that. So
Define
manage
too much.
manage.
I think that is where the boundary is. When you say don't
Yeah.
spend too much. Okay, so it's only 5,000 rupees for one small little car. I mean, that's not too much, is it? How do you
That's no.
decide when it's actually too
Uh,
much and too much is too much and too much is not too much?
it's
How do you decide
it's
that?
sort of so I would have got the Velar Gasser and the Datsun wagon before my wedding. Today I can't. I won't be able to. So
Ah, so
yeah,
so so we
but
now
yeah,
know that we now know that who the finance controller in this whole organization is. Yeah.
nothing like that. I mean, I still have a free hand. I mean, it's just that, the other part is that it's I also feel that when I started the hobby, I was into all real cars. So I was into American muscle. I bought Italian cars. Mind you, I have a separate car for Porsches. I have a separate
Okay.
box for Lamborghinis, and I have
Okay.
that much. I mean, I have a separate box full of Ferraris, maybe 100, and I am not even focused on Ferraris. That's the scale, right? So, and
You
then
don't have to focus on Ferraris. I'm focusing on Ferraris. So let's just do a trade or something like that.
definitely I have that vision. But now that I'm only focusing on Cobras, the sad part now I see going forward is that I didn't have enough space to. I didn't have any display. I didn't have any
Right.
display setup. So now I feel that I'll have a limited number of cars. So one car that my heart and soul want right now are Cobras. So with that, I want to spend time on Cobras. I'll someday build a shelf, build a display case, and
Yeah.
you have one.
I have a few lying here somewhere, but I think you'll probably have all of them, But
Most of them. There are some
yeah,
Mattel
I know
employee
you,
exclusives.
I know you'll probably have most of them and yeah. So I don't know if you can see this one,
This is
So
the garage, right? HW garage. I have this one. Yeah,
yeah. So you probably
beautiful,
have all of them.
beautiful.
I don't even know what to
Mostly,
offer you as trade bait
mostly.
or something like that. And you probably have all of them, but aren't you the kind like maybe you want one and then you want another one and things like that, because I'm sure you have a lot of Ferraris that I don't have. So yeah, maybe we
Definitely,
can do some trade.
we'll definitely talk about that
Yeah, we will definitely talk about that, but off air. Yeah, great. So that not
offline.
everybody knows it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
Paji.
show me also about I've heard that you have some interesting Leo Mattel cars as well. The
Oh,
ones that were
I
made in
don't have
India.
the I don't have the box down right now. It's up in the loft, so it might take a while. I have to take the ladder and take it down. I like
That's fine.
primarily
That's fine.
to show here,
But
But
yeah.
there's yes, Paji.
Are you going to show us something? Some other delicious
Definitely,
cars that you
definitely.
got lined up?
So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So these are the Ultra Hots, the Cobra Ultra
Can
Hots.
we have Hari on full screen, please? Yeah, so we can all of us can see his cars. Yeah, thank you.
So these are the Ultra Hots. There's one. So the blue one, the red one, and the yellow one, right? So the red
Right.
one, as you know, has a variation which I had mentioned long back. That there's actually a variation that I found online that there is a painted vent and an unpainted vent. So that's something I'm after right now. So those are the Ultra Hots, and these are very exclusive cars. So just show them one by one. So this is a Cobra. Again, you'll be seeing a lot of Cobras. So if you don't like Cobras, anyone who's watching, I'm very sorry. So this is a Cobra which has the Carol Shelby sign on it. It's a printed sign,
Right.
but it's still really good, and it doesn't have the tag where you hang it on a peg, which means it's a limited edition. It's not meant to be hung on stores, right? So it's sort of a very
Right.
exclusive car with the gray hubs, and it has a see-through back, so that kind of makes it fancy. And you get to see the other side as well. So this is one
Fabulous.
exclusive, and just like what Money showed before, the evil Revel, right? This is
Yep.
a Neo Classics 427 SE Cobra. It
Right.
has plastic tires. It doesn't have real riders, but it's definitely a metal on metal. And the top has a lot of livery going on. There's white pinstriping in the middle, and it's got shiny Spectra Flame paint. And so this is one, and this is another exclusive. This is the Tokoros collection. I'm trying to center it on video so you
Yeah,
can see me sifting through it.
that's fabulous.
So
No, that's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah.
yeah,
So what is
and
this Tokuros thing? How
yeah,
does that
I
work?
actually did some research, and this was a Japan exclusive, and
I
this
see.
was not available anywhere. You can see that all the writing behind is in Japanese. So this was
Sure.
a Japan exclusive. This was not available anywhere else.
Right.
It's like TLV, right? It's like Tomica Limited Vintage, but from Hot Wheels. So this is
Awesome.
one, and obviously thanks to Harsh, we got these as well.
Oh yeah.
And you
These are
can
the
notice
green
the
lights,
top.
are they?
You can see the top one, right? Do you notice
Right.
something?
Green.
That's
I
the
see
green
something
machine.
green.
Yeah, so that's the green machine. So it's sort of
Right.
the chase for the Cobras, and from Greenlight. And I have a couple of short cards. I have a couple of short cards courtesy of fellow group members. I just got them from them, and this one, and I just have two shorties right now with me. Uh, again,
Awesome.
these are also ones that I have on long cards. so I wouldn't bore you to show them also. And another very interesting, this was actually a birthday gift from a friend.
Oh,
Uh,
fantastic. So
so
this is
this
also
is,
an oil can, just like Mani showed us, and yeah,
yeah, exactly. And interesting thing about cobras, people who collect cobras, the cobras are actually classified into two as far as Hot Wheels are concerned. All the cobras that come on a regular card are classified under classic cobras. The
right,
ones that the only ones that are classified as 427 1967 427 Shelby Cobra semi competition, the SC, are the 100% box ones, acrylic case ones, the oil
okay,
cans, and the J. Leno's Garage. So as long as you buy any one of them, you don't need to complete the entire set. I mean, if you want really a good detailed one, you don't need to actually go for the J. Leno's Garage. You can even get a 100% or a oil can. So all of them are the same casting. So that's one thing I would just wanted to share with you. And couple of loose ones actually. I Padi, you know where this came from?
this is from that set.
No, this is from you. I got this from you. So
Oh, okay.
this is the
Oh
revealer's
yes,
cobra.
yes, 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 yes. I remember this.
Yeah, this
Long
is
back. I remember this. This
very
is
long
this.
back.
Yes,
Yeah, and it
of
has a cobra on
course.
the hood, which makes it very special.
Which makes it very special because I don't think there were any other
Exactly.
cobras that we have seen which excuse me, which have the cobra on the hood. So yeah, this is like
Precisely.
it's carrying its name on
Yeah.
its chest and showing it off proudly and all. In case you're mistaken and all, don't mess with the snake.
And again, I have a couple of ones like the California. I think the California Cruising series. This was a multi-pack,
Right.
and very few people actually know about it. This was an exclusive in that series. And this is another. I forgot. I think it's the Hot Ones.
Uh,
This Cobra is from the Hot Ones
this has got
because
the
you can
black
see
walls
that
on it.
there's a black walls on it. Yeah,
Ah, Sandeep Joyce. This has got there you go. Sandeep
yeah,
Joyce is always there. Show the black walls.
yeah.
Yep.
And
There you go, Sandeep Joyce.
yeah.
So
So I
Sandeep
mean,
Joyce is our black walls man and all. There it is. Revealers. So Sandeep Joyce is giving us more information. Sandeep Joyce saying that this is from the Revealers series.
this one is from the Revealer series. You can see
Wait,
that
I
written
think
on the hood. It's
yeah,
written on the windshield, right? It's the
right,
Revealers. Yeah.
right.
And other than this, I have like a lot of color shifters and everything based on Cobra. So I get the question because there was one comment which said, what, why Cobras, right? Not just the car. I mean, I love the body lines, right? It's the most curvy car. There's no straight line on this car. Everything is curved.
Right.
So and it's a very low lying car. And I actually read a lot of literature about. I read a lot of stuff online about cobras and what is the potential of a cobra. It's definitely not for the novice, right? uh, you know it's one of the most powerful cars that I have ever seen, and it's something that everybody. I feel that if you're a petrol head, somebody should experience the Cobra. So, and that's sort of given me a lot of liking towards the car, just the specific model. And there are multiple versions of it, right? There's the AC Cobra, the Mark III. Then there's the Shelby Cobra. There's a Workswag
Yeah,
Cobra.
yeah,
There's one guy, I forgot the name. He's building. He's got his in the US. There's one guy who's actually creating the shell of the Cobra from aluminum. Who owns a factory which actually makes aircraft bodies, but he makes the same machines to use to make the aluminum shell Cobra. So there's a lot of literature around it that makes me love the Cobra so much. So this is a brief collection of what I have here. A lot of them are actually stuck at my parents' place, and I have sometime I feel like I should go there and get all the rest of my cars. So these are all I have, and I have other super treasures, but people might have seen a lot of them. So
no, but very interesting to hear your stories about how you're the one who goes around finding them on the pegs where everybody else is paying their top dollar for trying to get these cars and also yeah, your story is very, very interesting. Now we know why they call you Super Hurry, and now I think everybody
I
knows
mean,
why they
but
call you
it's
Super Hurry and
but I would
now
there was
why they
also a
also
time
call you
where
the
people were not sorry
Cobra
sorry.
Man. I said now we also know why they call you the Cobra Man because you always yeah collecting these cars and the Cobra is always very special to you and anytime I think anybody shows the Cobra everybody says where's Hari, call Hari because he's gonna love this thing and all, and since you have so many Cobras
I mean,
and it's very interesting.
I would
Yeah.
also love to help people around, if they want any information on Cobra. So people in the Chennai group actually ask me, what are the exclusives, and where do you go, how to find them, what's the right ballpark price, and all that. So that's I'm very glad to help, and anybody who needs any information, I'd be glad to help. So it's all about sharing, right? I mean, what we've learned from you, from the group, and that's what we do.
Oh, come on, man. It's not about me and all. I'm just glad that, we found a whole lot of good bunch of fellows such as yourself and all the new guys that are coming out and senior collectors such as yourselves are actually doing a great job of inspiring all the new boys that are coming in and, trying to help them focus their thing. You Chennai guys and all, you rock. I'm sorry I missed you last time when I'd come to
I couldn't.
Chennai.
I was
Was
not well.
was not able to
So
meet you. I think our paths didn't cross at that point in time and all, but hopefully soon we'll come to meet once this whole
definitely, Basi.
Corona lockdown thing is totally out and things like that. But
Yeah,
now let's just try and go across to one of our other friends who's waiting in our land. There is Soman. I
definitely.
think he's waiting
Hi,
very
Suman.
patiently.
Over to you.
Hi Soman, how are
Glad,
you?
Basi. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you so
Hari.
much.
Thanks
Hi,
for joining
Paji.
us,
How are
Hari.
you?
Hi Soman, how are you? So it's been a long
How?
time since we met, and I think it was last year in December, I think, or
Yes.
November,
Yeah,
December, sometime we met.
around that time. Yeah, yeah. You
And
were
you were
there for
most
us in
kind
the
to
SRM campus.
drive about some 30, 40 kilometers and come and meet us all and take us to that
Right.
meet that is there and everything. So
Correct.
tell me about yourself, tell me your age, can we have someone on the full screen please, and he can tell us about what he collects and what your age is
So,
like that. Yeah.
I started collecting mainly into action figures initially. So that
Right.
was my first love. So I was born in 1985. So when I was 10 years, I was into this 90s era. So there we had, lots of pop culture stuff, Cartoon Network, and all that was going on. So that's how my fascination towards collection has begun. So initially, I was more into the GI Joes and I had Hot Wheels. I don't know that at that time that I was owning Hot Wheels. There was cars
Okay.
and they had open doors. So I was very fascinated about that. And around 11 years or something, like any other household, my parents told, you are grown old, so you're now a big boy, so give it to somebody else. So I religiously believed it, and I gave it to my, I don't know whom I gave it. I
Like a
gave
good
it
boy,
to
you listen to
everybody.
your parents. What's wrong with that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, so at that time, whatever I had by this time, it would have been a treasure because they are all vintage and they are all very rare to get. So many of the GI Joes or the Hot Wheels, I got it as free for Colgate or Kellogg's or something of that sort. So yeah, so that's where by around 13 or 14, that was done with my collection stuff. I don't know, I was collecting stuff. I'm just playing with it. Then just 10 years back, I started the love again. So I fallen in love with action figures, especially there's a special brand called as SHF, which manufacture very good action figures. So, and
Okay.
at the same time, MCU was here. So we had this Marvel Cinematic Universe in place, and we had Iron Man and all. So I started collecting stuff, and I used to collect everything from Japan. So that's my primary point. So
You
I used
import
to
a
get,
lot of those action figures also. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You don't
yeah.
get them
I'll
in
show you that.
India. Yeah.
We don't get those
Let's
stuff in India. We get only few
okay.
in like a few series, like Hasbro, which has got its Marvel Legends series. So that's what we get in India. So
Right.
yeah, so I got in touch with few of my Japanese friends. So they
Right.
they actually introduced me to the world of diecast. So they were
Okay.
so fascinated about a car. It's not just collecting about it. The way they customize it, the way they put in their thought process into it, they completely bring out a new thing that we have never witnessed. So I had
I
got a
see.
fascination towards that. Be it
Okay.
Matchbox, you give them a scrap car. They will turn that into a into your mod rod or into a
I don't know what they call it. They bring it with their excellence. So
Do you have
I
some
thought,
of those
I should.
cars that are modded and things like that with you right
I
now?
do, yeah, I do, but it's not shipped yet. So it's still there with my
Okay,
friends in Japan. So because of this lockdown, everything is locked.
I see.
So then what happened? We have this in Chennai. We have this Hot Wheels collector group as well as the toy collectors group. So in a
Right,
meeting, I met Sriram. So that is the guy who introduced me, who again triggered my Hot Wheels hobby.
I see.
So the moment I got it, the first car I found in a peg was a mystery machine.
I see.
That was a
Oh,
2012 mystery machine. So if you ask me, I have never seen a Ferrari. I've never seen BMW. I never seen. I have not bought it. I never touched it before. I never. So, but so that's the reason I was not able to relate myself into this, high-end cars or cars that are in Europe or USA kind of stuff. So whatever we
okay,
see in India, okay, we liked it. And I
okay.
had one fascination toward one car that was Contessa. I thought,
Ah,
someday I will own this car, but I don't know what the car was now. But yes, I had this fascination. So, it
that
started,
was
and we
actually a,
started collecting.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Contessa
good.
was actually a Vauxhall Victor, which was based on an old Vauxhall Victor. So what these guys used to do is that at that point in time, even like what they did with the ambassador, the Hindustan, the ambassador, which was
Right.
very nice. And that when they stopped production of that particular car, which was actually a Morris Oxford, they stopped production of that car over there. So our there are people from here. They went there. They picked up the whole assembly line. They brought it here, and then they started manufacturing the cars in India. So the same thing was there with the Contessa as well. That when they stopped manufacturing the Vauxhall Victor over there, they got it over here, and they started making the car here. And it was a luxury car at that point in time. So yeah, I remember
Correct.
back in the 80s when that car was launched. All of us were really, oh yeah, here's a nice big car, because before that we only used to have the Ambis and the Fiats and the other ones. And here comes this nice car that looks American. It's big, it's huge. So I can understand totally where you're coming from. Did you actually get down to owning that Contessa?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
One
it's
of
too
what
bad. You can't own.
I still remember vaguely remember that one of my relatives had it, and
Okay.
I've sat in that car. It was like a huge sofa. It was not like a car.
Uh-huh.
When I compare to car that I own now and the Contessa was like more of a big sofa. You know,
A very comfortable sofa, also, if I might
of
add.
course. So
Yeah.
it was so that fascination was there with me, and then I started in middle of 2019. I started my Hot
Okay.
Wheels collection. So
Okay.
the one of the reason I was more fascinated about Hot Wheels rather than any other line was that, as far as I understand and I know, Hot Wheels giving me more of pop culture stuff.
Okay.
So if you ask me, my all my learnings and whatever I know, whatever I don't know, whatever I little, everything was from the pop culture. We used to watch
Okay.
lots of movies, and every movie, an action movie on a screen or in a HBO, or in those days we used to have AXN. So I used to watch
Right.
that. So the one
Okay.
of the I still vaguely remember that I wanted to have a DeLorean after watching Back
Ah.
to the Future.
Acha.
So after you won't believe me, but when we met, I had hardly 50 or 60 cars.
Which
Now
was
I have
last year. Yeah.
correct. Now I have around 600 cars, 600 plus cars.
Nice. You've really been indulging and all. You put your collection into overdrive, and you
Yeah,
really got.
I
Okay, show us some of your 600 cards. I remember at that point in time, and
few
show us
of
some of your
few of
vehicles.
them few of them
We
in
can,
the loft. So I don't have a super touch because I'm not into the game anymore.
that's
You
fine. We
know,
can see all the superheroes
yeah,
behind you, all the posters and everything that
yeah,
you said
yeah,
you
yeah.
do in pop culture and all.
I don't know if I
So
can rotate this camera here.
yes, you
I
can. You
don't
can
know.
flip it around. You can switch the camera and show us the back.
Yeah. So
Just click on the cam icon at the bottom, and then you can select which camera you want. Yeah. Okay. Now we've lost your camera altogether.
that's what. Okay,
No,
let me
you
show them.
select your camera. Okay. Yeah. Go on.
Okay. So this is how I made my own collection display.
Oh my God. Can we have Soman on full screen, please? Yeah. Awesome.
So as I said, right? So these were my, this Back to Future stuff and other stuff and all. Then here I have the Doctor Strange one. Yeah. Then this is Groundhog Day. If people have watched that film Groundhog Day, it's a very fantastic film. Now it draws on time loop, and you can see Bill Murray driving this car. And this one, I never knew that Greenlight made a Godfather, the car that
Cadillac.
used to come from yeah, Cadillac. So
Yeah.
it was very fascinating for me when I just saw this. So I thought I should have one because I'm a very big fan of this Godfather film. Then I'm also a big fan of Batman. So the only
I
character
see.
I like in the DC is the Batman.
Okay.
So rest of the characters I cannot connect, but Batman is something which I had been loving towards series like Batman the animation series, the latest one, Justice League and all. But in that, the most beautiful thing about Batman is that he always brings a car or a bike or cycle with him.
Acha.
So
So
yeah, so I started collecting Batmobiles. So that was my
okay.
first line of collection that I started with. Then I had lots of Batmobiles with me. I don't know how to display it because so either I have to keep it in a loft or I have to put it in a box. The both the ways I
Okay.
cannot enjoy it every day. So what I
Right.
thought is, in 2018, Hot Wheels
Right.
released something called as the 50th anniversary series, and they had a huge box where they
Right.
had various cars that are released in 2018 50th anniversary, and they had in
Right.
this beautiful cases. So, and that case is very good to display. You can watch
I
it
see.
as well as you can keep it mint in card collector.
Okay.
So okay, I thought, okay, why can't I make things like that? So
Hmm.
if you see here, so this is the cases that I did. So we had this 75 years of Batman and 80 years of Batman. So I used to do boxes like this.
Daniel
So,
Solomon is watching and he is totally obsessed with what you're showing him. Batman all the way, he says. Ooh, what
so
is
if you see
this?
here, so this
Yeah.
is just it's just a box. So if I open this, so you can display
Oh,
something like this. So this
very
is the
cool.
75th anniversary collection. This is the 80th anniversary collection. So you can just keep it open like this if you want to display. So that you need not have to keep it in a box or in a cotton box or a plastic containers. You can have it and you can enjoy it. So that's how
Very
I made it for
nice.
one of my few series that I liked it. Are these
Okay,
Volkswagen series. So this
I
came in
see.
2019,
Okay. So you're
and
also a Volkswagen collector. So I mean, you and Money must be having a lot of in common, and you
mm,
guys must be going hunting
that is
together and stuff.
money is like he's sooner or later I think he will own Volkswagen. He will
Ah,
just go on with his Hot Wheels and he will take over Volkswagen. He's
my
building a
God.
small 164 army.
Wow.
So
Of Volkswagen, and he's gonna take that and invade
yeah,
Volkswagen and say,
yeah.
I am the
In our
ruler.
group,
And even your
we
Batman is
got
going to go out and help him.
correct. So we got Volkswagen guys, we have the Cobra guys, and we have the Ferrari guys. You know,
You,
these
you
people.
Chennai guys, you're so sorted, and all of you are there together. Uh, One guy collects, Guru collects a bit of everything and all. He's got his Ferraris and he's got a little bit of this and that and everything. Then you got Rohit, who's a Ferrari boy. He's got Ferraris that are twice his age, even older than what he is, and
Yeah,
30 years
yeah.
older than what he is. And
You saw a
then
gun with him. That is for him. He says his father's collection, but actually that's his gun.
now the secret comes out. Actually, we did see it. I don't know if you were watching the show at all, but he
Yeah, yeah.
positioned it so strategically. There were two guns. He's saying, yeah, this is a double barrel gun, and the other one is a rifle gun, which is there. I said, this is for anybody wanting to eye a Ferraris and all. Beware and all. Rohit's ready, locked, loaded, and he's not willing to afraid to shoot. But
Of course.
yeah, so now you're revealing the actual truth. And all. You're saying that's his gun, and that's for his protection. Sure. Now we get the whole thing. But show us
So
more of your crazy stuff, man.
yeah.
I see action figures, I see toys, I see crazy stuff, man.
So this is one line of action figures that we have. So what I did was I had created few boxes like this. So each box has
Right.
got Batman series. So this is 75 years and 80 years of Batman. This has got
Can we have
2018. This has
Soman on
got
full screen? Sorry. Can we have Soman on full screen so everybody can see that, please? Yeah. Oh,
so if you can
perfect.
see
Yeah.
this one again. So this
A
is
wide
for
angle, Rohit. Wide
yeah.
angle, please. Huh.
So this is for the 18 and 19 stuff. So again, so I make boxes like this, which is very handy for me. If I want to display something. So
Soman, can you hold your phone in a landscape mode so we get more real estate? I think it's in the portrait mode now. Yeah. Is your lock rotation on, or I don't know.
is it
Your
clear?
video's gone a little wonky.
No, let me. No, that's on. Um,
Yeah, try and see if we get the rotation on, because there's so much to see and on, and we're seeing this in the portrait mode, and it'll be wonderful if we can see it in the landscape mode.
let's. I'm just switching to my back camera,
Ah,
and
perfect. Can
so
Rohit, can we figure out one of the views so we can see most of his thing? No, Soman, unfortunately, the camera is not switching. He's trying. Can we see the full screen?
is it clear now?
Yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, PD. Okay, so yeah, so this is your Batman. Show us more.
So yeah, I used to do a lot of trap stuffs like this. So
Right.
so yeah, and for few things that I want to give in series, that BMW released their series like this. So again, you can have it something of this sort.
So this is something you made yourself.
Yes.
Very
So
interesting. Tell us more about this.
so it's just a styrene foam that you can have it. So you have to cut and just paste it, and these are the rails that I created. I can show you. So you can just have it like this whenever you want.
That is so cool. So you preserve the card, you preserve everything. Everybody can see
Yes.
the card art. You can
So
remove it,
whichever.
and then you can just hang it on display.
Correct. So you can have it as a displayed one. Also, you can have it as, if you want to, if you feel that the place is very dusty and all, you can just close it
Mhm.
and keep it away. But this is what
Wow.
I actually wanted. So I don't want to keep anything in, which is hidden from me. And these are very, I mean, except the materials and whatever I got, the posters and all, we can have it online. So that's what. So this is what I normally do. So this is how I spent almost our lockdown.
It's very interesting that you've not only collected your cars and all. Oh, those are nice pop culture cars, but you also find a very innovative day to create your display cases, and
Yeah, because
it's
see,
actually
when
brilliant.
yeah, so the idea from this display places came in after talking to my local carpenter. So
I
that
see.
guy, so I told him something and he never understood that.
Okay.
So I came to a point that even if I give him the complete money, raw materials and everything, and I'm going
Right.
to get it something which he understands, what I am understanding. So I thought,
Mm-hmm.
okay, why can't I do simple stuffs like this? So that's I
Mm-hmm.
have a 6-year-old, so I can also involve him. So he also knows
Okay.
what this is. So if you see here,
So
this is what I was talking about. This is my first car.
okay,
I got
that
in
is the
the
mystery
mystery
machine.
machine. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I slowly started collecting that HW Screen Time series,
Okay.
and this is the latest one. So this is people who have been seeing this. So
This has just come
the
out, if I believe.
TMT,
Even
yeah,
I
it
don't
just
have
came out.
this.
Yeah,
This is the which one is this again? This is the Ninja
Teenage
Turtles,
Mutant
right?
Ninja Turtles. Yes, yes.
Ooh, I have to get this. I don't have this. Wow.
It's a very beautiful casting.
I
Then
know.
the
It
one thing,
reminds me of the VW. It's a cross between the VW bus and the Mystery Machine, all thrown in together with a bit of this and a bit of that. It's a mutant. Perfect for
yeah.
the people that are there.
And one more thing I noticed with Hot Wheels is that in every year Hot Wheels is releasing a casting, mainline casting, something of this, color variant.
Uh huh.
So this came in 2020, 19,
Okay.
18, 17, 16. I don't have 15, I have 14. So they have started this from 2013, and every year they release one of this particular, color scheme.
Right.
So you have a gold, you have a black, you have red, blue. So
Incredible.
so I never noticed this until I had almost four of this.
I see. And then
Then, as I
suddenly,
said,
d- was this discovery made during the lockdown period, or
no, no,
when did
no.
you actually discover this?
So I actually, I used to take gap in middle of my work, and I used to go for Hot Wheels hunting. So there are
Right.
around, this OMR is there, right, in Chennai.
Yes.
So we used to have lots of shops there. The bigger shops
Right.
will not have, the small bunkers kind of shops, where they sell fancy items and
Yeah.
bags and all. They used to have good collection.
Okay.
So in that, all these collections, what I was seeing, 90% of my collection are all pick finds. So because
My
I
goodness.
personally feel that we have to, basically a collection is all about we see, we watch, we enjoy, and then we buy it.
Perfect.
Nowadays what happened, it's more of online. So uh, especially with supers and all, whenever I ask them, say 3,000, 4,000. So I
My
didn't
goodness.
we can't even, if we have a super, it's just the only one car. If I don't even open it, I
Right.
keep it so precious, but without even opening I cannot enjoy the feel of that particular car.
So you like to open your cards as we can see, or do you like to keep them carded? Are you a carded collector? Are you a bit of both, or
Bit
what
of
kind of a
both. So
collector are you?
here is my these are cards that are open, and I have
Okay.
few in the loft. So if you open, see this. All these are my cards.
Oh boy.
So all these are cards, everything, and I have few here also. So the complete loft is completely of cards.
Oh my God.
Now I,
It's yeah, wow.
but
Wow. And
that's
you also collect action figures and you collect this and
this is my
oh
action figure
yeah.
stuff.
This is guys, are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? Oh my God. This is incredible.
So this is the line that I collect a lot. So there's a line
Okay.
in it's a Japanese company called as Bandai. In that they have a special line called as such figures. So this figures is all about, I collect only MCU figures. I don't collect other figures as far as this
Okay.
line is concerned. So this is my Infinity War stuff. This is my end game stuff. I mean, yet to come. And here I have the Civil War and Ragnarok, Ant-Man, and all. And this particular row is my most favorite row. So this is completely Iron Man.
Wow.
This is
Iron Man has
completely
become a
Iron
big
Man War
cult
Machine.
figure ever since yeah, the last couple of movies started coming out and suddenly everybody wants Iron Man, Iron Man, Iron Man. Wow.
And this is one of my favorite pop culture lineup. So if many would have seen this. Again, I don't have
Right.
something which is rare or something of that sort. So this is my one of my favorite lines. So this is the the concept art that came in based on the movie line.
Right.
So we have the Iron Man. So the this is the Civil War. This is the Iron Man. Yeah, the first film. This is the Age of Ultron,
My
and this
goodness.
is the Loki and Thor combat, and this is about the, I think, yeah, this again Age. This is the first Avengers.
So let me ask you one thing, and all you collecting these because you like the card art or do you like the cards on those particular castings?
Okay, few are card arts. The one which I
Okay.
open is cards.
Okay.
For example, see, as I said, now I'm a big Batman fan. So if you see here, these are the cards that I wanted to buy, wanted to open. So again,
Okay. You just been opening up cupboards and boxes and lofts and everything is just full of action figures and cards. I mean, like, uh, does your wife sleep here? Do your children sleep here with you, or do they have another house?
no, this is the room I secretly somehow found it out, and I have painted and I kept all these cupboards.
Okay.
So my actually my wife is, I think she and my uncle and aunt, they're all watching this.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sure they're
So
watching this. Wow, this is
so
absolutely, absolutely amazing what you're showing us, man.
so initially, if I have few collections, I can hide it from them, but this I cannot hide it.
You
So
cannot
I have
hide it.
joined. So I've joined my son as the partner in crime.
Ah, That's it. So yes, so you can always get scolded and all, but the son and the love for the children and all. So every time you go and buy something, it's not for me; it's for him. After all, it's all going to go to him. It's an investment. Do you think of your collection as an investment? I mean, how much?
Never
I'm sure
that
you
that
have invested a lot of money in this.
yeah. See, I'm actually, if you speak, uh I mean, we can make things very, pocket friendly as we go. So let me move on to the my camera. You're able to see me, Baji?
No, the camera's not switched yet. Yep.
Is
No,
it phasing now?
no, no, no. Only I'm there. I don't know where you are. Can't see you, man. Is Soman with us? In the PCR, is Soman with us? Soman? No, I think we have lost Soman. Okay, we've lost Soman, but we've got Prashant. Sorry,
Hi everyone.
Soman, I don't know where you left or what you did in all, but no. Wait a minute. Is that wallpaper behind you, or are those boxes? Wait a
It's
minute.
my collection bag.
This, that is your collection back there. This is how it comes from the factory, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken. These are all factory boxes. Yes.
yes. So when
Um,
people go out to hunt
you
for supers, I
you
go
work
to
in
hunt
the
for boxes.
factory? Do you
No,
work in the factory?
no, I
How are
don't.
you able to get the factory boxes, and how are you able to? My God. Introduce yourself, my man. Give him all the space that he wants. Please put him full screen. Let him introduce yourself, man, and tell us who you are, what you are, where you are. Okay, come on, not me.
Hello everyone. I'm Prashanth. I've been
Full
a
screen.
collector
Yeah.
since 2011. So I started playing with toys and over a period of time when people I used to play with cars till my school days and college days. So back then I used to get one car.
Where is he gone now? Can we have Prashant back, please? Prashant, we lost you,
Yeah, I'm back here.
and we are
So
connecting. Yeah, okay.
yep.
Prashant, one.
So back in the college, I used to get one or two cars back then. So once I started earning, it rekindled the passion to me. I started collecting. I remember my first car as a hobbyist was in 2008-9. I started
Okay,
initially with Matchbox. So
I see.
I saw a Matchbox car in a stationery shop.
Right,
It was a cop car,
right,
Ford Transit, and
right,
I started with the Matchbox in
right.
2011 when I started earning after getting a job. I started off with Matchbox, and there was a time when I used to collect Matchboxes. So when I was
Hmm.
collecting Matchboxes, I saw a Ferrari 599XX in 2012, and also the Dark Knight Bat. So that made me to start collecting Hot Wheels. And in the same period of time, Mattel stopped selling Matchboxes in India due to the less market capture. So I had to shift my collection towards Hot Wheels. From back then, I started getting more knowledge from fellow collectors, and I started dwelling into retro entertainment, car culture, and other premium stuff. And also, I used to import stuff along with a few other collectors
Right.
from eBay and other Facebook groups back then. In 2017, I wanted to have a career change in my personal life, so I migrated to Canada,
Okay.
where where I'm near the land of Hot Wheels, the US. So I started getting more and more stuff.
Okay.
So I started getting more exclusives and other diecast collections, and also more knowledgeable things. What I was not able to get back in India, I started getting here at a cheap price because of being near to the proximity of US. So I also started get to know about more exclusive stuff like Xamax, Redline, Target Redline connections, and I also got to know that Hot Wheels and Mattel had a tie-up with the retail stores back here, like Walmart exclusives is Xamax, Target Redline is Target, and Kmart exclusives, which was released every quarter.
Right.
So
So
after that,
you're in Canada right now. Yes?
yes,
Which place in
yes,
Canada?
near Toronto.
Oh, you're in Toronto. What is it
Yes,
that you actually do?
I'm a supply chain consultant. I did my MBA here, and I'm working in an automotive industry here.
Oh, fabulous. So you have a childhood penchant for collecting Matchbox and these small scale die-cast cars, and now that we see that you have taken your profession and you have made it associated it with what you wanted to do as a child. That is
Yes,
absolutely. So did your diecast collection actually influence your decision to get on to finding a job that was in the automotive field? Was it like that? Was it a conscious choice that you made?
yes, you're absolutely right. I did my engineering in automotive.
Okay.
So, and I worked back in India for a few years in an automotive industry where I got to know about more of the stuff.
Okay. And then
And
now
also,
then you, yeah, go on.
Hot Wheels made me realize like a lot of stuff which I wasn't able to know from the automotive industry. So I got to know about a lot of cars and a lot of variants
Okay.
from the diecast hobby.
Okay. Fabulous. So now the diecast hobby has actually helped you shape your career. I think this is a very, very interesting, aspect of diecast collecting. Something that we've always been trying to put in front of other parents and all, also who are always trying to knock the hobby down, who claim like you've grown up, stop playing with toys. Like Soman was just telling us before we lost him that he had to give his collection away because he was grown up and all. But I'm glad that you kept your collection, you followed your passion, and now you have a career in automotive. This thing, and it was all because of Hot Wheels. I'm
Yes.
sure Mattel would love to hear your story and show us some of your precious, rare cars and what it is that sets your gears in motion.
Yes. Before that, I just wanted to add one more thing. I used
Please.
to, when I was back in India, I used to hunt and go to a lot of places. And since there's a difference between the retail industry back in India and North America. So
Okay.
India, we used to get boxes like this to individual stores, and those
Right.
people used to call me to open the boxes and get to pieces and whatever I wanted. So on
Oh wow.
seeing that lot of the people working in the stores, they got the passion to collect, and two people actually started collecting that.
Oh,
So they started
fantastic.
off with bikes. So one guy had a passion for bikes, so he started collecting the Hot Wheel bikes, and another
Okay.
guy was like into the screen time like Soman, and he started collecting all the pop culture stuff.
Right.
So moving on to my collection, I'll
Yeah.
change my camera.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. So this is just a
Oh.
small this is just a small piece. So before that, I stay in a 50 square feet room, and this is almost Hot Wheels and metal stuff occupies the most of the stuff than me. And I just have
You
this
have
one
place
bed
to
where I
sleep, or
sleep.
do you sleep on your cars?
I just sleep here, and if you see the entire room, it's Hot Wheels boxes.
Oh my goodness.
And this is my study desk, and I have my cars everywhere.
Wow.
So I wanted to start with the Redline stuff. It's called the Redline Club, which is a limited
Right.
edition for collectors, Hot Wheels, which was
Mm-hmm.
mainly a focus in America. So when everyone was talking about supers, the RLC, the end of every financial year, they release the supers as a set. This is called
Right.
the Super Treasure and Set. It is a limited edition of 1,200, and this came in the year 2018. I migrated here around 2018, so this is when I started collecting, getting to know more about the RLC stuff.
Okay.
So this was 1,200 across the world, and it got sold out in 3 minutes. and I was lucky enough to
Three
get one.
minutes.
Yes,
My goodness.
and this was 2018, and this is 2019. So Hot Wheels around the year 2018 they started making models. Before that they used to have only boxes, but right now
Right.
they wanted to make, this is actually a gas station celebrating the 50 years. So Hot
Oh
Wheels
wow.
started in 1968, and they wanted to make a setup. And if you see, and this is like a gas station. The next one is a
Oh my.
muffler. So you can actually you can actually set up this, and you have the 15 cultures on the back.
That is super. That is so innovative.
Yeah,
I've never
and
seen that muffler one. Yeah, I've never seen
yeah,
anyone with it.
this is 2019 actually, and I
Okay.
started. This was my first RLC purchase in 2018. This is an RLC car culture exclusive where you have the premium sets, but here you can see the number 0, which means it's a chase edition from the RLC.
Oh my god.
So there are 5 cars here with the famous Datsun 510, and
Wow.
moving, and these are some of the rest of the RLC stuff. So these are, this every year they come up with some new innovative stuff. This is one of them. This is called the Tootsie Roll, which they had a candy over here in the North America, and you
Yeah.
can actually, this is like a wrapper. When you
Okay.
open this, you get to get a car here.
Awesome.
And these are few of the super. Okay, this is a recent purchase.
Is that the dirty blonde that we see over there?
Dirty blonde hasn't come yet.
Okay.
This is an RSC gasser. Like
Oh, okay. Okay.
the blonde is on the way still.
Okay.
I already purchased it and it's on the way. And so this is
Okay.
the Nissan
This
Garage,
is the
which
new
is,
one. This is yeah. This just came out. When did this
yeah,
come out?
this came in the year 2020, like 3 or 4 months back, and it's been hitting the
Right.
stores here. And these are some of the supers. So
Are
here,
you?
it's like there are a lot of collectors back here in Canada, so it's very hard to get a super in the retail stores. So after
Yeah.
coming here, these are the three of them which I was able to get it here,
That's
and these
most
were trade
amazing.
ones. And so when I was talking about the red line from the Target, so this is an exclusive of Target. It's a retail
Right.
store back in North America, especially exclusive to the US.
My goodness.
So they release 12 of them every year, like every quarter they release.
Right.
And this is Kmart, another exclusive to the retail store.
Right.
And since the Kmart got closed, they shifted their exclusive to a shop called GameStop Exclusives from the end of 2019. So these are the exclusives from back then.
Oh wow.
And I started off with Matchbox, so I wanted to show some. These are the recent case from 2020. You
Mm-hmm.
got this is a new casting for this year, MGB
That's
Coupe.
the NG. Yeah.
Yep. And these are few other like the Sweet Beetle and the RD R8, which has been hitting the shows in India.
Ah, yeah. We're getting this stuff now, but I don't think I've seen that beetle and all. I bet Money's been hounding you, to
Yes,
get that beetle
yes,
for
I
him and
got one
also
for money too.
you got
Like
one
there
for
are,
Money.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is
So
some of other stuff which I collect. This is a green light chase. It's called a green
right,
machine.
right. Green machines are very, very hard to find. Was there a peg find, or did you have to go and
I
trade
usually
it? Or
I usually have my chases as peg finds. I don't like to trade them unless it's a super. So what I
okay,
do is I don't collect green machines or other stuff, other chases from other brands. So when I
right,
get them, I trade it for a super.
okay,
So this is also going for a trade.
awesome.
And these are few other collections, Tomica from Japan. These are all first line editions. So it's like brand new, like how we have a new exclusive for every year. These are all
Right,
first editions.
right.
And
Fan
apart from that, I also collect the exclusives, like how we get back in India.
Right.
So these are the Fast and Furious from 2020.
These are new. I don't think we have. I don't
No,
think these
these
are
didn't come to
possible.
India. These
No,
didn't
these
come to
haven't,
India.
right?
Yeah,
No.
like what battle back in India, what they do is they just release limited of these exclusives. So it depends again on the market pool. Since our base is little less when compared to North America, we do get little editions, little exclusives back there. And this is an exclusive to Matchbox. It's all Mustangs. They released a Mustang set in Matchbox.
Oh yes. There's a lot of fans here as well.
Yeah,
So you collect by the RLC. You've got Super Treasure Hunts. You've got. Is there any one particular casting that you collect? Because you told us that you like to collect Matchbox. You like to collect Hot Wheels, and the only
like I don't
reason
have
you
a
shoot
specific
Hot.
casting, but I
Right.
do collect a variety of stuff. So this is my most passionate casting. So this is exclusive to the auto show in the US, SEMA
Right.
show.
Okay.
So I was working in General Motors as an intern,
Okay.
and I saw it in my human resources department back then. So it was released in 2011. It's a limited edition given only to General Motor employees and to the collectors who visited the show auto show back in 2011. So it
Oh
was lying
wow.
back there, and I requested the HR person back there, telling them about my passion for Hot Wheels. She was happy to give it to me.
I'm sure because I think back there, they recognize the intention of the person more than the value of the car. And I'm sure that if you would have shown them pictures of your collection, which, wow, those boxes behind you, I don't even want to know what's in them because I don't know how long you've been collecting, and you did actually, I do know, but you said you just moved to North America. When did you
2018,
move
yes.
back?
2017, 2018, I moved to North America, yeah, Canada.
So then all that behind you is in the last
It's
one
just
and a
two
half
years.
years.
Last 2 years, yes. Like similar to this, I have back in India too. Like same boxes. I
Right,
started towards my end of my travel. I started collecting boxes from all the stores, packed
right.
them there, and kept it in a loft and came. And I have a small display back there in India.
Okay. And what do you intend to do with all those boxes? How do you intend to transport them back to? And but what is inside those boxes? First tell us that.
Okay, there are like like I have made a codification like whatever I put in those boxes, I just track them in an Excel sheet so that it will be
Right,
easy for tracking. So which boxes
right.
contain what of them and what is the quantity of the stuff back there, I just have it in an Excel sheet. So this is
Right.
for the Excel sheet was basically designed for my family. So they were
I see.
asking me, you're spending so much on the Hot Wheels and everything. So or in order to convince them, I started making notes of whatever I buy every day, so that I put those in the Excel sheet and
Right.
keep them. So in case if someone asks why are you spending this so much, I can show them then what I have spent and what I have actually gained from that. So if
So,
for example, so every day I just keep a track of them.
okay. So then these obviously are carded cars that you've got inside, or are they loose
Yes,
cars, or
I have a confusion on where I'm going to stay. Like I have been like back 2 years, I have been a student, so I have been shifting places. Like almost
okay,
I've shifted 4 homes in this 2 years. So once
okay.
I get a hold on place, I will try to open them and try to showcase them like how others have done. So back till then, when I get a idea, it will be in those boxes.
Awesome. But tell me
So
something.
I
So when
forgot
you're
to show you one
actually,
more thing.
please.
So Hot Wheels, in order to attract the next generation of youngsters, since
Uh-huh.
everything has gone digital, they have released called ID cars.
Uh-huh.
So this is like a basic Hot Wheels, but you have a chip at the bottom.
Right.
So what this chip does is you have a separate racetrack for this,
Okay.
and you can in the racetrack this chip records the data, and you have apps for that, both an Android and an Apple. So
Okay.
you can use this application and race across the world. So the youngsters can race their cars and meet other fellow collectors and kids from across the world, because the app gets is across the world, and you can get to track the data, so the speed and everything. It's called the Hot Wheels ID app, which Hot Wheels has come with an innovative way.
But are these expensive? Isn't the track very, very expensive? I mean, I know that the cars are fairly reasonably priced, but
Yes.
the track on which these things race, and I mean, if I were to race this thing on a normal surface and all, then there's no data there, right?
Yeah, you can track. You don't have the data, but you can track them. But you can play with them like the regular tracks. You can race them, and it's not pretty expensive. Like yes, I do agree it's a little expensive, but it comes to around 5,000 to 7,000 bucks. So the initial investment, yes, as a kids, since Hot Wheels is trying something new, this is the initial stages. I do figure out that over a period of time they'll figure it out and bring the price less, so that it can capture the market everywhere across the world.
So this is a positive thing, in your opinion, for the next generation of collectors that you see, for everybody
Yes,
going digital, or is this a ploy by Mattel and especially Hot Wheels to try and get the kids to sort of mix between what we used to do as kids and play with our actual real cars, and now they've tried to digitize the cars and try to digitize that whole experience, so that you can't take over the iPads or the phones from the kids, so might as well give them something that can make the two things combine together and create a very innovative form of play. I think that is the overall intention. If they are doing that and all, I think it's a very, very good step in that particular direction, because just like we were talking to Guru also about 2 hours ago, and he told us the same thing, that that a lot of kids today are playing with their phones and mobile apps and all, and they've stopped playing their actual physical cards the way that you and I as children used to. But I think this is a very, very innovative step by Mattel to say, okay, so we can't take the iPad from them, but why don't we give them a car that they can actually race on their iPad, or track all the data and combine the best of the worlds. Do you
yes.
have the track with you? Yeah,
No, I don't have the
go on.
track. So Hot Wheels, they have done an innovative way. Like the ID app is actually a game, and also you can track data. So they have combined two things in one app. So in this
Okay,
way, if the kids want to play the game, they can play the game, because whatever ID cards are released, you just want to
okay,
scan them. If you
okay,
scan, you can get to know what the cars you have, and you can use
okay.
those cars to play the game. That is one thing
Right,
which you can do using the app. And the other
right.
thing is you can race. Like it is both an online and offline experience, which they are amalgamated into one thing. That is what
Okay,
a very innovative move done by Mattel. So if you see today, every like lot of companies have come into the play of diecast, and
right,
Mattel has a very stiff competition, so they had to think something innovative. So this is
right.
something a new market which Mattel is exploring. So let's see how the time goes.
How do you think it will go? Because you've gone and bought yourself a couple of ID cars and things like that. And what is your opinion on these?
So okay, these cars, they have the same painting as the Spectra Flame painting like the Super does. So
Okay,
it does act like a natural, like a collector like us. It is getting targeted to them, and in the same
right.
way, they have done some modifications to the wheels, so that it goes faster than the actual cars which we have, normal cars which we have.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. So
Oh,
since it's a game of speed for the ID app,
right.
they had to do something, and this is what they have done. So for that price, they have done something, and attaching a chip and modifying the entire casting to accommodate the space. That is something which Mattel has done and improved it a lot.
That's amazing. I do have a couple of these ID cards also. I've got some Lamborghinis. The Miura came out, and the first
Yes,
generation cars that were released and things like that. But I think they're so pretty. I haven't really bothered to take them out of the package, and because it's got a nice display case and everything, and they look so
yes,
nice and everything. I'm hoping that once we're able to get the track sets here, because that is something that I'm really, really looking forward to. But thanks so much for giving us all this information, and especially on the new innovative way, and showing us your supers collection that is totally out of this world, and I can only wish that we had more time so that we could ask you to take down each and every one of your boxes and show us
Yeah,
what's inside there. I don't want to take a
yeah.
look
If
at
I
your Excel sheet. Yeah, I don't want to take a look at your Excel sheet, even though you've got all that stuff there. Lastly, do you have a count on the number of cars you have both here and in Canada?
yes, like back in India, I have around 3,500 something, and back here it's like almost like 2,000.
All right, sir. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for enlightening us with your knowledge, and it's great to see that your diecast hobby as a kid has actually helped you to adopt a career that is actually, I'm sure, very very enjoyable.
Yes.
So fabulous collection, man, and we look forward to coming back. Let me know when you're coming back. I need to send you a shopping list. Yeah.
Not in this year, maybe next year, 2021. But before that, I do have a long list for other collectors back here. Like a
No,
lot
no,
of
no. So
people
I'm going to give you a list so that when you are
done.
transporting one of those big those whole when you come back on a TR or something like that and all,
So
I can
every
go.
time I come back to India, I almost carry 500 stuff, and I get caught every time in the customs. I tell them that it is for my kids or for my nephews or something, and I come from there. So
Fabulous. We'll figure something out with the customs and things like that.
sure,
And also, you don't have to do anything like that. Anyway, we've got
okay.
Soman back. We lost him earlier on, but thanks so much for joining us, Prashant, and taking
Thank you,
out your
Vineet.
valuable time. I know that it must be I don't know what time, and over there right now, I think you're about 12 hours behind. So must have been really really early for you. You must have got up at what 5, 4, 5.
No, no, I am like 10 hours behind, so it was almost like 7:30. So I
All
get
right.
up early, so it's not a problem.
That's great. But thanks for taking
Yeah.
your precious time out and showing us your fabulous collection. To the rest of us over here, everybody's feeling very, very enlightened because of this and all. We're going to go back to
Thank you for the
Soman now.
opportunity,
But
Vineet.
hey, no, it's great, man. We fabulous. Soman, we lost you there, man. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Where'd you
thanks,
go?
man. Sorry. Some fault with my device. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you were going to show us something. You were going to open up another little thing before we lost you over there.
Yeah, so that was completely into the Batman stuff. So that's what
Right,
I was showing you. So this is the
right,
stuff I was showing you. So these actually, they're pretty good cars. I mean, this is not into 164, but I normally collect 164. These are into
right.
132 scale. These are from Jeddah, and
All
these cars are
right.
so detailed. I mean, I really liked it. So I collected the full series. So we have cars from the animated series, the Arkham Knight, the Dark Knight Rises, the Batman Begins. This is the 66 TV series, and we have the Tim Burton's Batman, and this is the Justice League, and this is one the Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin. So
You
we
you
have
you must be an encyclopedia on Batman and all of his cars and everything, yeah?
not exactly, I know that there are people who know much better stuff than me. I'm just I can say okay kind of stuff. So I'm not
Uh,
too much into it.
for sure. We can see that you're not too much into it. You've got posters, you've got figurines, you've got
No, I
make
don't I don't invest a lot into this. All these posters are just made. This poster is just 50 rupees, if you ask me.
it is not about the value, it is about the time
Yeah,
and the effort and the design sense. It's about creating a space that is so interesting. I'm sure that all of our viewers watching this and all, everybody would say that if you think it means nothing to you, I know there's about 100 people there saying, oh Suman, you don't need it, send it to us, man, because I know that Batman is huge. It's a big cult, and
yeah,
I have never been able to understand that because all the other superheroes have got some kind of superpowers and everything, but Batman is the only one who's just like a normal man, and
correct.
but yet he's got
There is
he's
one
more than man.
episode in yeah, there's one episode in which there used to be an android. So I read in the comic. So it also came as a series. So there is a line
Right,
which says that when the android has got an ability to get other superheroes' powers,
right,
so it gets everybody's powers, and then comes Batman at the end, and the android sees it and says that, see, you don't seems to have any superpower, and the Batman says that makes me more dangerous. So you have a guy who's among the superheroes, and he is
right.
renowned as one of the top superheroes. Means there has to be something with him, basically the intelligence. So that's how
Right.
every Batman, that the characters that they also develop along with something, something around him, not just the
Yeah.
vehicle, just the series or just the fights and all. So Batmobiles are one of the key things that the Batman uses for his combats or persuasions and all this stuff. And they have systematically designed these Batmobiles in such a way that every Batmobile is different from each other, and it's more fascinating. Even the worst of Batman films has a better Batmobile.
I know what you mean, man. So there was one point in time when when we were kids, when I was a kid actually, growing up and all. The only reason that we used to go and see the James Bond movies was because of
For
all
the
the
cars,
gadgets that he used to have
correct?
and the cars that he used to have and all the secret stuff that would pop out of
Exactly.
all of these cars. That was then. And then comes Batman, and suddenly it's the Batmobile stuff is absolutely insane. And I was very fortunate that I made a trip to the US. I think
Yeah,
way back, and I was fortunate to visit the Peterson Museum where they were actually having Cars of the Stars, and we
correct.
saw the 66 Batmobile was there. Then the other one from all the Batmobiles from all of his movies. In fact, all the movie cars. You would have loved it, So maybe I should share some of the pictures that of the real cars, of the pop
Yeah,
culture
yeah, yeah.
cars,
Sure, sure,
movies
sure,
and
sure.
everything that are there. I think you'll really really love it. Because that for me was the defining moment when you see your cars that you see. You remember the Lotus Esprit from Spy Who Loved Me that goes into
Fine.
the
Yeah,
water, the one with the fins
correct.
that turns into a submarine. Batman's cars, Robin's bike, the 66 Batmobile, all the other ones, they were all there. Uh, that's one trip that you need to make and go there. Tarun Kinger is saying that, boss, you need to get stronger storage locks on your this thing and all. I think he's a big Batmobile fan, and every time he posts something in the group, he's always asking you the first one to get it. And now he knows where you stay. Now he knows what you got. He's coming for you. Uh, uh, Sandeep Joyce is asking, show us some what PMZ Bandai figures, and you also collect action figures and crazy stuff.
If
Uh,
DMZ Bandai figures, Dragon Ball Z is not my area. It's Guru's
right,
area. Guru has got a
right,
very good collection of DMZs.
right.
So
So
I don't collect Dragon Ball Z figures.
okay. Daniel Solomon is also saying that Batman and Iron Man are two heroes, without superpowers. Well,
Correct.
is it? I didn't know that Iron Man didn't have any superpowers. He's got some kind of a gadget inside his heart that he's got that artificial
Mm,
heart, right?
yeah,
But that
that's
doesn't
for
give him the superpower. That just keeps him alive. So what I
correct.
noticed also in your collection is that you've got a lot of Batman and you've got a lot of Iron Man also down there. So you're the one for the normal man without the superpowers and the crime fighting scene, yeah. And both of
Correct.
them have a lot of money. I think.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they're rich.
that is the only thing that they have in common, and they're fighting crime in spite of having all this money. And is that something that you aspire to, or how does that work?
No, not like that. See, I the only fascination for me collecting Batman and Superman specific is that they have lots of intelligence. They know they have a limited knowledge. Sorry, they have a limited superpowers, not even superpowers, but they know how to use it.
Right,
So that's one good fact. I mean, that's what people need to learn more. You need not have to have everything to do something. Whatever the resources that we have, we can do that. And that's how I
and
helped in my collections. The collections, whatever I have, it's not that expensive. So I make sure that there's no hole in my pocket at the end of the month.
yes, and I'm sure that your wife is watching this now, and you have to say that along with your uncle. So that's also
Yeah,
another one.
yeah, I have given them all the proofs, so it has been submitted legally.
Right,
So, so one thing I make sure is that I don't chase cars. I don't give heavy prices for that. So if we are
right,
patient enough, we will get it. I've
right,
seen people because what happens is that in my both of the collection, I've experienced this strange phenomenon where at the beginning we used to rush to buy stuff.
right.
That is only according to me, it is only pure of lack of knowledge of how the business is all about.
Okay.
I have got a privilege to work with the metal, the company in which I work in. They have a metal project.
Oh, I
So
see.
it was only for a brief period of time, and during that time we had a client visit. And one of the
Okay.
officials from Mattel, he's from sales, and he came in because now he
Okay.
has promoted to his IT wing, so he came. And
Okay.
as I was interacting with him, so he came to know that I was collecting Hot Wheels and all.
Okay.
So the only thing what he said was, he said, do you ever seen Mattel promoting its stuff? I said, I've never
Mhm.
seen that. I saw it when I was a kid, not now. That's because we have collectors like you.
Right.
So when they say no, marketing earns more than sales. So according to me, we are the marketing people. We do the complete thing is happening because of Hot Wheels. So they need to
Right.
have some star actor or somebody to showcase what is all Hot Wheels is all about. So we are the
Well,
actually the marketing people.
but they did actually, and it's funny you should mention that. But I believe about 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they did have Hrithik Roshan, and they had got him to be the brand ambassador, and he was going around, and we even had Hrithik Roshan on some of the cards. I remember it was the twin mill that had come out,
Doom.
and also
That's for the
Hrithik
Doom
Roshan.
movie.
Doom movie was a bike that come out, but Hrithik Roshan was the official brand ambassador for Hot Wheels.
Okay,
He was.
but
They did pay. Yeah, they did pay him a lot of money, and they did do a lot of social media and marketing
maybe
and all
they
of those
they
things.
they never understood the market over here. Currently the market is Paji. We should say that wherever we go, right, the Hot Wheels boxes they just come in and just move out. I am
For
in the
sure.
suburbs of Chennai, and
Right.
Sriram, me and Guru. We are all in the suburbs of Chennai. Hari and all are in the
Right.
cities. So
Right.
it's across. A box comes in,
Right.
it goes away. All your premier cars, all your realistic cars moves out. What you left is with
Right.
those cars, that Hot Wheels originals. Those are things will be left out.
Mhm.
So the point is that what I want trying to make is that from 2018 onwards, the rush for Hot Wheels are more number of
Do you know
collectors
why
I
that
think
is?
added in 2018. No,
Yeah,
I
but do you
I,
know why
I
that
never
is?
understood that phenomena.
Well, I'll tell you why that is, and all. It's a very interesting thing, because we've been after me and Mervin. Mervin Fernandez is this guy who's from Mumbai, and we've been after Mattel because you know that in 2018, before 2018, there were no premium line of cars that were coming into India, and
Correct.
for 7 months, me and Mervin have been sending, documentation. We've been making presentations. We've been having multiple calls lasting many, many hours with their agency that they had, and the new agency that they got in, which is Shabang, and their brand manager and their overall corporate communications head. And finally, after 7 long months, we were able to convince them to launch the premium line of cars for India, because we told them that the kind of people that they were trying to sell their cars to, they had got it all wrong. They were trying to sell their toys to kids. We told them that we are the real people who buy, the adult collectors. And it was a 2018 Comic Con when me, along with the brand manager Drivjot, launched actually the first line of car culture cars in India. And this happened at the Delhi Comic Con, and we had another exercise in the at the Mumbai Comic Con. And post that, you will see that we have access to a lot more stuff. The stuff kind of stuff that you collect apart from the main lines, from the premium series where you get the Batman sets and you've got the Fast and Furious sets, you've got all the other new stuff that is coming out. It all started from that particular event, and that is when everything grew like that. You know, people didn't know that there was so many other things. In fact, I know that a lot of people from Mattel themselves didn't know that there were collectors like you and me, and a lot of other people who had been importing stuff from the US
Correct.
and from
Yes.
all over the world and setting up a parallel infrastructure that exists in this country. They had no idea, you know and because when that happened and our community grew, and because of the collectors group and all, that is when, like you rightly mentioned, suddenly everything was in focus, because everything before that was just hidden. The minute they took the time out to recognize collectors, and it's funny that you should say that, but a lot of their marketing people and everything, I think us collectors, we know more about their products than they do.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
so that is what I think. In For a fact, I know that that started everything, and that really got Hot Wheels on the map in the Indian subcontinent. We've been after them to get Matchbox back in India. They've got Matchbox now. We've been after them to get the TT sets. They're also coming here.
Yes,
They were supposed
yes.
to come this year, but I think because of the lockdown, everything is messed up. We really don't know what is going to happen. But yeah, we know that they're coming. We know that Matchbox is back. We know that a lot of other interesting lineups are coming on. But that's all because of collectors like you and the boys that we have in the group that are really, really taking this hobby and putting. Mattel hopefully will be able to drag them out of the red that they're in right now. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's all for us. Uh, you know,
Yes.
uh, and that's very, very interesting. Anyway, I think let's just now go across to Sriram because I think he's been waiting for a long, long
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
been almost 3 years and all.
Nice talk to
So
you, Paji.
thanks so much for joining us,
Thank
Soman,
you,
and for
thank you,
showing
thank
us
you.
this other side of collecting that we never knew. And there you are, Sriram. Your mic is muted. Can you hear me? You need to unmute your mic, my friend,
Yeah,
and
I'm
some
able
light
to
on
hear
your
you.
face.
You're able to
Yeah,
hear
but
me?
you're a little too dark, my friend. Can we have some light on your face?
I tried to put a new bulb itself.
Don't
Okay.
just take a small little lamp and put it there, no? Because if you see, I
Okay.
mean, the ambient light in your space is a little too. We can't see your pretty face, man. And I know you're a good-looking guy, man. So don't be shy.
Uh,
Come out of the
I don't know.
come
I
out
don't
of
know
the
what
dark
to
and
put it
into
here.
the light.
I think we can continue, Vineet. I think I have the. I just put
Okay,
one more bulb also nearby. Let's do it. Yeah.
okay, cool. Go on. So sorry to keep you waiting so long and all, but
No issues.
very,
It was my
very
pleasure
fun.
to see all the buddies sharing their collection. So somewhere down the line, I've been part of their journey also. So
Right,
it's my ultimate pleasure. Um, about me, I think for me, collection has been from my childhood. I've been collecting for almost more than 25 years now.
right,
So wherever I've traveled. I have collected diecast, irrespective of the scale. I just, if I love the car, I collect it.
right.
Initially, when I started, I think I've been interested more on the sporting livery, where I collected a lot of F1 cars and bit of sporting liveries. That was my craze. Then,
Right.
when I came back, when I wanted to start off with the smaller editions, I just started collecting all the classics, which the vintages, pretty much I would say early 1920s, 1930s to 1970s is what I really liked a lot, and
Okay.
started collecting them a lot. Of course, the biggest advantage of being collecting Hot Wheels is that you are filled with a lot of muscle cars. So
Mm-hmm.
I keep collecting Hot Wheels here and there, mainly for the muscle cars.
Right.
And after that, after some period, I really wanted what to say is to streamline my collection because the bigger scales were pretty much getting tougher to maintain over a period of time. Then I realized that going for a smaller scale is the way forward, and so that's where I just decided to concentrate on the smaller scales. I
Right.
decided not to go any scale uh, above 1 is to 32, and after some more time, I just stopped. Even to 1 is to 64 and less only. So, so by 2015, I decided that I will be collecting only the smaller scales much. Of course, I do collect here and there one or two cars, whichever I like in the bigger scales.
Right.
So which are really appealing to me and whichever I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so from my childhood, if you personally ask me, I have maintained a lot of the Leo Hot Wheels. Of course, I have lost few over a period of time, but the Hot Wheels has been really tough to come by, personally for me. So my dad and my mom are from education background, and for them it's all about education. And if you do good in your education, you get whatever the candy is. So my dad used to take me to the shop
Right.
before the examinations and show what you want here. He will not ask about the price. He will just show which one you want here. And
Okay.
I'll say, no, I want this Hot Wheel car, or I will say some big car and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
he'll say, okay, let's get back to the job now. top 5 ranks in the class, and here you go. Next day you get the Hot Wheels. So that's how it was.
Ah,
So the candies were
so
shown upfront
very
to
smart. Very,
tempt
very
you.
smart. I love it. Lovely strategy. Take you to the store before the actual thing happens.
Exactly,
Motivate you.
exactly.
Show
So
you this is what you want. This is
yeah,
what I
yeah,
want. Let's have a deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
this is what pushed me actually personally. If you ask me to where I am in the career, is because of him. Of
Okay.
course, I'm able to get a lot of stuff mainly due to that reason. Personally, if you ask me,
Yeah.
because somewhere down the line you need to think it's not. It's just a hobby. Your life is utmost of high priority. We are seeing that a lot in this COVID situation also.
For
So
sure.
ultimately, you and your life is of high priority. So you need to value that first and ensure that you are safeguarded there, and then rest of the things will come to you, especially for me. Hobby has been from day one. I have been pretty much an hobbyist. So if you see me in most of the FB groups, I'll be there. If you see me in coin currency clubs, I'll be there. If you see me in watch clubs, I'll be there. If you see me in action figures clubs, I'll be there. So for me, I keep collecting, and I don't know, I keep switching my hobbies time to time. Suddenly you see me not sharing any photos, that means I'm into another hobby and I'm busy into it. I collect whatever the things that I like, and I keep collecting it. I have been a hobbyist all the way, right through my life. That's my passion for me to give to best to the community also. I just keep collecting whatever the things that I like. I also say to them the same thing. Ensure your personal life is taken care, and then you start investing into your hobbies and be passionate about it. So that's as simple as to be. For me, of course, I have few collections to share here.
So,
So
but I'm sorry to interrupt, but
yeah,
so for you, you collect everything from coins to
yes,
cards to
coins,
uh,
cards. Yeah, I collect watches.
currency,
Yeah, I
cards,
collect cards.
watches.
Yeah, everything.
How do you even get the time
um,
to and
so
where does all that information go? How much of your brain do you
to be
use? I
to
mean,
be
like
very specific,
I know Einstein was a
I don't
genius and
maintain.
he used like 5% or something around that of his brain. Are you using more? Because dude, I mean, there's so much. There's
No,
so much information there.
actually, if you see, I just rotate my days for hobbies.
Okay,
So, for example, one day I'll be into diecast and I concentrate on
okay,
diecast 2 hours, 2 hours of time. And then next
okay,
day, if I feel that I need to invest into my watch hobby, I invest 2 hours into it. I've been
okay.
part of a lot of FB groups, and whichever the post really irk me a lot, I just see them. And for me, the very important thing is patience. So whichever I see, I just keep a check on that, keep the photos ready, keep a search of that, learn about the stuff. For me to convince that I need to buy this, it takes almost 3 to 4 months. So
Oh, okay.
I
So
take a
you're
lot of
not an
effort
impulsive
to learn
collector.
about it. Yeah,
You're again. This is one thing that I've seen common across, all you guys and all that
yeah,
we've spoken to today, that you're
yeah,
all very focused in your approach. You're all very methodical about how you go about this different hobbies that you have. Someone's got, action figures and this and that and
yeah.
everything. Um,
Yeah, I'm also into action figures. Huh?
yeah, you are
So
also into action
yeah,
figures and
so
everything, man.
I've been into a lot of international groups, especially on the GI Joe front.
Okay,
So that is my premium line of collection, where people are more irked towards the present 6 inch and 7 inch lines. I'm more into the 3.75 inch and the smaller line of collection, to be very specific.
okay.
Yeah. So to be very specific, I kept bit of silence where I started more into diecast now. So I just decided to, and of course, I've started my cricket collectibles back now. So it keeps switching. For me, the energy goes from one thing to another thing. So it's very tough for me to convince me that I'm going to stay in this hobby for some time. So I keep doing that because for me personally, somewhere down the line, I wanted to start my own museum of collectibles and
Oh,
share
that's
knowledge to a
awesome.
lot of kids. Share even in my family circle also. Whenever the kids come to home, they were very sure that they're going to gift it with something. So
Oh,
for me, it's
I need
been
to
a
come to
pride
your
to,
house.
yeah. So that's been, I have a lot of young collectors in my family also now. who follow
Okay.
me diligently on different fronts, and they share me on WhatsApp their Hot Wheels collections also. And I just motivate them. I just inform their parents also to motivate the kids to move away from the traditional phones and the TVs to concentrate on their hobbies. It makes more sense that way. They are more happier doing that, because I've seen them moving away from phones. I've seen they moving away from all these kind of problematic situations where they pester their parents for unnecessary things. So
Right.
they are more into the hobby, and they understand the cars and start learning about the cars. And I also teach them whenever they bring the car, they ask me what is this all about, and I just teach them. If it is going to be a realistic one, I just teach them and ask them to learn about it. And that's what it is all about. Finally, personally, any collection for me, um, um, knowledge is half the object bought for me.
Okay.
So if you have the enough knowledge, then it's very simple to say that you have bought it already. Rest of the things will fall into your place, being patient and knowing what is the place to buy and where to buy. um, so from 2020 I have been concentrating especially on my classics, because I
Okay.
felt, looking at my collection back, I was still, of course, I'm trying my level best to control on classics. But thing is that when you look at my collection back, almost 50% of it has been the classic era cars.
Nice.
I decided to concentrate on that and across all brands. So
Okay.
the specialty about me, of course, is that I have collected over 50 brands till now in diecast,
Oh my God.
across scales. I would say, probably
Okay.
you will find something totally new. I would have tried that. So I always give that kind of a knowledge back to the people in case if they are looking into specific cars. Like for example, if people look into Ferraris, what are the latest ones in Ferraris and which brands do good in Ferraris today? And if people are
Right.
interested in classics, what brands do classics these days and where you want to go about it? For F1 cars, where you need to go about it and stuff like that. So I keep reading these articles. For me, knowledge comes from there. And then whenever I like something, I just go ahead and buy where the place wherever I can afford it and have my budgets. For me, the budgets are very clear. People really see me buying it everywhere. The answer to that question is pretty simple. I'm into multiple hobbies, so my rotation my funds within the hobbies.
Right.
So that's very important. I sell something, I buy something, I sell something, I buy something. So the hobby rotation comes from one hobby to another hobby. I have enough hobbies to rotate my funds. So that's the easiest way of doing it for the past 25 years. I've been
Right.
extremely lucky to have parents who motivated me into these hobbies. In fact, my dad maintains some of my collections. My wife maintains some of my collections now, and I have to
Oh,
maintain some of them because it's practically not possible to maintain all the collections. So it
of
has been
course.
spread across for me. So that's how the collectibles. I would say my family. Luckily, my mother-in-law also did a lot of collection. Also, she gave all the collection to me, and she
Oh,
didn't even know the worth of it. I just shared. That's also I do, where I try to find the value and worth of a product also, because
okay.
it makes ultimate sense. Because you never know, at some part of your life you might have to sell few of the things to for some reasons, or you can't share all the hobbies to your next generation also.
For
So
sure.
at the time, I just want to ensure I know the value also, and share that knowledge to my community also and to people.
What I've seen, because when I'm talking to the other guys and all before you, everybody is mentioning somebody else. Everybody's mentioning the other collector there and
Yeah,
all, and they also told me you guys had a virtual get together
yeah,
online, even though you don't not able to go out during this COVID-19 times. And
yeah,
but I do know also for a fact that you guys are very very active, and you've taken this hobby and you go out and you meet up and you
yeah,
exchange. And it's like what you have done is you have taken created a mini ecosystem where somebody
yeah,
collects this, somebody collects that. You go hunt for me, I'll look for this for you.
exactly.
I know that you travel abroad, you get some stuff for someone else. I
Yeah,
know that money is there, and unfortunately he couldn't join us. Money there,
yeah,
Manikandan is this thing. So a very interesting mix of how you guys do that, because
yeah,
last week also we did the show with the Bangalore collectors. They have their own madhouse, they have their own beam down there.
Yeah,
where they have a different set of collectors. So what I'm noticing is that the hobbies have actually got you guys together, and you've got a lot more friends than you would normally
exactly.
have
Yeah,
in anything else. Uh,
yeah.
what was the motivation, or how did that all come about?
To be very specific, the one thing that we felt always down south is that we don't get much cars as such. Like even
Have
if you
you seen
compare
Super
Mumbai,
Hurry's Super Treasure Hunt collection? It took
yeah,
me
yeah.
4 years to find my first
No,
Super.
no.
And the man goes and
Realistically, if
starts
you
his collection.
see, yeah, I agree with you. But realistically, if you see, with respect to the number of cases or number of cars that we get, number of collectors
You're getting
also, um,
supers. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Go on, sorry.
So what we really wanted to do was bring in this community together, because when people go to different places, in fact, I'll be very very frank to say the reality to you. Not even a single car in 2020 mainline I did a peg hunt on. Almost
Okay.
60 cars this year has been peg hunt, has been done by my community only. So that's how we have built a community, and
That's
people know what
fabulous.
each others want. So they just go there. So they just hunt for the people and bring it back. Simple. It's very simple. You go to a shop, and instead of you taking two cars, you take four or five cars, and you know the community of people. For example, people are from specific area, they join together. People don't know. So that's what we wanted to build this community, so that people come to know about other people's around them itself. Okay, because for me, I am outside Chennai. I travel almost like 50 to 60 kilometers for every get together.
I see.
For me, I hardly get any Hot Wheels outside. So mostly the city gets something, at least when compared to what I am here. But I pretty much do the same thing. Like whenever I go, being in foreign countries, you get something unique there, which might not be there across brands and across different lines of collection also. So
For sure.
that's a common thing. And of course, I just help them in wherever places, wherever needed, on knowledge sharing and knowing about few cars, and knowing about the famous F1 drivers or the famous drivers who drove those cars, and the movies they have watched. And we share a lot of these informations. We even share videos which we really liked, to share the knowledge back to them. So that's way they learn about the car, and more they learn about the car, the more they master it. And after a period of time, it becomes just you know everything, and you just go and do the hunt. It is like training the tiger to hunt. So the cub roams
Well
around the
said.
tiger.
Yeah. Well,
So it just does that. So for me personally, if you ask me, sharing information is not going to hurt anyone. So sharing the information is just half of the cardboard. The rest of the half you need to go and hunt. As I said, the tiger cub sees the tiger hunting. Okay, but when the cub hunts, it will come to know how tough it is to hunt. Right. We make that life simpler for them, where we just showcase wherever is feasible, wherever you get stuff cheaper. We just educate them about the pricing also. People come back, ask the pricing also. They know what is the pricing and whether they're buying it costly or cheap. So we maintain wish lists. We know what people want, so that way around it's easy for us to go and hunt for each other. That's very simple. Apart from that, I want to say that I have people across the globe who help me.
okay.
I still remember sleeping in India. People were hunting for me in conventions, and there was all foreign collectors.
Excellent.
So that's how I just keep moving with people around. I just for information, the RLC membership that I have, the person who's helping me is a foreigner. So to that,
Oh,
he's into GHA collection, and I am also into GHA collection. So we
okay.
got mingled up like that, and he's starting to share that. So that's how it been for me. Building a community, building a relationship matters finally.
Mhm.
So these cars, of course, share you a lot of happiness and passion of collection, and that's how we have been interacting actually. So I have a lot of
Show me
stuff to
some of the
share.
beautiful cars in your collection. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. Come on,
Yeah.
man. You've given us too much knowledge already, and I'm sure that
So
people have talked about you with.
this
Yeah.
this is my one of my prestigious ones from my childhood. This is the Leo second wind. So that, of
Whoa.
course, this has to be priced because this is one tough thing which I got due to the rank I scored in the school.
Fabulous. So this is
And it was even more precious because the rank was second rank, and
excellent.
that was the second wind. And I like this car a lot, and this has been there almost more than 25 years now, from my childhood. And luckily, my mom did not throw a lot of stuff out. She kept all of them in showcases. So luckily, she didn't give it to the kids, and due to which I have got few around. This is one prize possession. This is again a Leo, the Leo metal one. So apart from that, I've been into multiple brands. So I just wanted to showcase different brands where people, and this is my first RLC, um, the Magnus Walker Porsche. Okay.
Ooh.
So that's my first RLC in 2019 where I bought it. Of course, I did buy RLCs before, but from my first RLC account in 2019, I felt I wanted to move my collection to the next level. And
Mm-hmm.
this has got a beautiful opening hood also.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So that is
so much
the
detail in
guy.
that car.
Yeah, that is the guy who's standing, who does these customizations on the Porsche, which is called as Magnus Walker, and that is one of the
Right.
Porsche. Of course, this was not the actual color he did. There was a kind of a lighter color which he did, but this is one of
Okay.
the prestigious collections in my this ones. And I collected across brands. For me, always a muscle car in Hot Wheels is my favorite, which I started
Mm.
wherever I collected muscle
I
car.
just collected. I
So
collected muscle car. So
um,
um,
I'm just hearing an
I'm
echo.
just hearing an echo.
Yeah, able to hear me?
Able to hear me? Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I lost you there. Go on.
So this is an
So this
Impala.
is an Impala. Right.
I'm able to hear an
I'm
echo.
able to hear an echo. 1 second. Go on. I think I just got a call or something, some error. You please go on and let me just join
Yeah,
this thing again. Yeah. The show is yours. I'll just join you back. Yeah. You go
perfect.
on.
Yeah,
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah. So
So
this is an Impala. Okay, so this came in the Fast and Furious series this last year. This was part of the 5 pack, and this is one of the beautiful cars which has come in Hot Wheels. And I love Impalas a lot. I try to collect Impalas in different brands also. So this is one of the um, collections. Um, so one more thing, I think I just wanted to showcase the I would say kind of a multi-pack exclusives. So this is a Nissan Fairlady. So the multiple Fair exclusives are also unique cars that you get in unique colors. So whenever you look for the multi-pack, be it 10 pack, 20 pack, or 3 pack, then probably you can look out for some unique cars. And I like sporting livery a lot. So that's one of the cars which I got recently when I got a multi-pack 3 pack. Um, so that was all about Hot Wheels, and I'll come back to Hot Wheels after some time. But I collect multiple brands. So this is again one of the beautiful Civic type R, which has been got up in Majorette. This is one of the best castings I've seen at a very affordable rate. Personally, of course, there are a lot of good castings, Tarmac and other brands also. But in a very affordable rate, this has been one of the best castings. And even the tampos has been made really good. Detailing has been very good in the front, and detailing in the back is also pretty good. So this is one of the best affordable, with all the with a moving part in the back also, where you can open the hood, so open the back. And of course, this is one of the best I've seen in a kind of a very good affordable rate. So if you really love a Civic Type R series, a sports edition version of it, then the affordable one is this one for you. Um, so that was Majorette. I have a lot of brands here. This one is
Can we have Shriram on full screen only, please? Yeah, no echo now and everything. I'm back and all, but yeah, I want to
yeah.
see more of that. Yeah, perfect. Sure, sure, sure. We
So
count.
this is the Norov one. Of course, we got in Majorot also a lot of WRC series, but this is
Right.
a beautiful Red Bull edition Citroen WRC, which is beautifully done. So even before the Majorot games, I had this. So this is one of the special ones. Norov doesn't make a lot of 1:64s. They are either into the miniature ones or they are into 1:43 a lot. And of course, I've got Norovs in 1:43 a lot. This is one such 1:64 I had, which is beautifully done. The tampos and the color patterns are very well done. So you can just have a detailed look at it.
That's the
Even
Red Bull
the
livery, right?
Exactly, it's a Red Bull livery and it's beautifully done in the front also. So this is one very good one. And coming to the next one, of course, my favorite in the premium when I started collecting has been green light. This is the Copo Camaro from the green light series. I
Mm.
love the black series a lot. So for me, with respect to green light, the castings has been really good. One advantage with green light is that at par presently, you get across all streams. You get into JDMs, you have cars for that. If you get into muscles, you have cars for that. If you are into European cars, you've got cars for that. So they make a very good detailed ones, and of course they are metal on metal, and you have got moving parts on these cars, and they have got a detailed hood also. I'm actually not able to open it; it's pretty tight hood, but it has got an opening hood also. This is one such beautiful series, the Black series. If you get a chance, kindly have a look into the Black series, and you will simply love the Black series a lot.
Oh yeah. So we've got Kai here with us, and Kai is asking us that uh, Kai is a sucker for skylines. So he's asking us that does
Okay.
Sriram have any skylines? If he has,
No, I do.
please ask him to show some
It will
skylines.
be, yeah. As of now, I don't know. I have got few for sure JDMs that he likes a bit. I know he's a Skyline
Uh-huh.
guy, but I'm sure I will show some of the JDMs that I've got. I'm not sure I've got a Skyline here, but I've got one Skyline. I'll just show you later. In
Wait for
Jeddah,
your
just
special
to
request, and all. Sriram's gonna
yeah,
pull it
of course.
out for you.
The thing is that for me, I just collected across multiple brands and multiple different varieties. So I have got European. If you ask me any variety of cars, I would got even the comic series and other things I would have got. For me, has been trying to collect whatever I like. So that was the initial stages, and of course after that I
Mhm.
streamlined a bit, and then I into more into classics now. Of course, our favorite castings, the Lesney Matchbox ones.
Oh yeah.
So,
How are you
so
talking?
this is a Porsche 928.
Mm-hmm.
This is 1979 castings. So it's pretty 19. I would say early 1980s casting. So this has got the opening doors. The most of the bigger I would say competition was going on with Mattel, where you brought the best out of matchbacks, where the Lesnies were brought in. I'm sure many of them liked it. This is a beautiful Porsche, which has got
The logos
kind of
there
a
on the hood,
very
I
good
can see
made
that. It's
interior
brilliant.
also. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I have always been growing up and all, I have always been collecting Matchbox cars because back in the day Hot Wheels was just launched and wasn't as popular because Lesney and
yeah,
Matchbox had been around for years. uh,
exactly.
I've always felt that the older Superfast and the Matchbox cars were more solid than what the competition. And since you could collect different cars from all across different brands, and like you said, 50, I think you mentioned you have cars from 50 different brands.
Yeah, might be
What do
more,
you think? Maybe
but yeah,
more,
but I keep
sorry,
trying.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, my apologies, maybe more. What do you think in terms of the older cars, the newer cars, and the cars across different brands? Some more focused on detail, but when you actually talk about the feel of the car when you hold it in your hand,
Yeah.
when you see these opening doors and all of this stuff, value. If you were to rate a car because of your vast experience with all these different brands, I mean,
Yeah.
you just showed us the Matchbox Lesney Porsche from the Superfast series, like you said, 1979. If you were
Yeah.
to maybe compare it with another car from that era, what would be your pick? What is your take on that?
See, for me, the lingering factor from young age is always with the kind of opening parts cars. So, personally, if you ask me, at the time frame, we didn't have much. So, the comparison from my young age would be with Hot Wheels only, because other brands were pretty much not there. For me, the casting wise, of course, the Leo Hot Wheels were far better than the present era of Hot Wheels for sure. And
Oh,
where you get a lot of metal on metal castings and beautiful. I don't know how much time I would have thrown it out, played in mud, and raced them, jumped into places, and but still they are intact with the paint and all those stuff. Um, Coming to that aspect of it, I think the present day cars are more into precision, where you get a lot of precision. But again, somewhere down the line, they get into models where you might not be able to play with them and beat them around. So with respect to that, I think present day Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars are still good. In the older era, for sure, I liked Lesney's more than Hot Wheels. If they would have been there, certainly I would have rated Lesney's far ahead of Hot Wheels, due to multiple reasons, because they have got unique castings. They had cars which I think usually Hot Wheels were making a lot of muscle cars at the time frame. So they were
sure.
concentrating more into American muscle, and a lot of other country cars were not there. It was all about US history, I would say. And when compared to that, I think Lesnies were doing a very good job. A lot of European cars and a lot of JDMs were coming, and a lot of buses, trucks. So those were kind of a variety of cars were a lot in listening. So when you look at even if when you go back now, if you really want to collect some unique cars, even now, Lesnies will be good, because there are cars where you don't see in other brands still. So a lot of
Okay.
cars that has come in Lesnies, I think one or two castings would have been there, and they would have vanished in Lesney, and of course you would have not even seen that car in any other brand also. So that's how it is. So if you see Lesney's history, I think that is where they have been unique. I simply loved Lesnies for that, and I've been collecting ever since. I have around 100 to 150 Lesnies now. So this is one such Lesnies I've just
Show more,
shared.
show more. We're gonna give the screen more to you, and can you ask Sriram? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show me
Yeah.
more, man.
I have
I love
got
seeing it.
different brands again. So
Yeah.
this is one of the classics I like a lot. This is from the Racing Champions. So this is with the opening hood, and the detail of the
Ooh.
engine has been really good. So I think Johnny Lightning got this company. It was Racing Champions initially. I think still they were releasing cars in Racing Champions.
Right.
So this is one beautiful livery, and if the usually the opening hood will be on the front, but this one is on the side. So that's a very
And
unique
that's true to
opening hood.
yeah, that's true to the real car because even the real car, I believe, had the opening hood on the side like this, which was very, very
Exactly.
unique for this. This is
Yeah.
a Buick 88. Is that an 88 or a Special 8 or Super 8? What is that?
Yeah. So I couldn't see the exact name of it. I'll get back to you. This is a Buick for sure, as you said. This
Right.
is the beautiful car, and detailed to the core. And of course, we had a lot of other brands where just wanted to showcase the cars that you have in other brands. You can try to look out few cars. If you, for me, the one advice I give to all my collectors or all the people around, if you want to try any new brand, don't venture into a huge scale purchase. Try to buy one car which you like the most, and see how good the car it is, whether you like it in all aspects of it. Because some of them feel, as you said, the feel of the car has to be good. Some of them feel
Right.
they want to have the wheels to roll. Some of
Right.
them feel the parts are flimsy, they get broken up. So you need to really look into that aspect of it, of which brand you feel will fit your collection. Or
Okay.
if you're looking for the precision, of course you can't expect to play with them or roll them daily. So if you're looking for precision, then you can venture into those brands, and these brands do cost a lot. So if you venture into those brands, just ensure that you are aware of the brand well, and what you're investing into and how much you can invest into. Don't buy all the cars, blindly, because I see that is becoming a trend where people get into Tomica crazily. People
Okay.
get into tarmac works, take it into tarmac works crazily.
Okay.
And after a period of time, they feel that they have too much of tarmac works and they're not able to get into other cars which they like. So that's where you need to
Right.
ensure which one you want and which one is best in that brand, best car in that brand, and then go about it. So that is one thing. Personally, if you ask me, green light I would suggest, if you want to get into premium cars, green light I would suggest for almost all types of cars. JDMs, they've got everything, they've got.
Right.
Only criterion is that they are not as sturdy as you feel as a Hot Wheels. Metal on
Okay.
metal is okay. So for
But
example, you buy a car
isn't
culture.
that sort of like for more for the adult collector? Because I believe even the green light
Exactly.
cars, if you,
Yeah,
it's not meant
but
for the
Hot Wheels does
track.
it for adult collectors also. But
Right.
personally, if you ask me, Hot Wheels quality for an adult collector is far better than these ones. But these ones are even more what to say. The interiors are precision. You might not get opening parts in Hot Wheels on few of the car cultures.
Right.
So these comes with that opening parts and they get it detailed. And it might shock most of you that not all the Hot Wheels cars are 1:64 scale. Many of them believe that it's 1:64 scale. The
But
actual
basically, we all know
1:64.
that they're just 3 inches. Yeah. That because they all
Exactly.
have
So
to
that
fit
is
in the same
so
thing. Yeah.
personally, if you ask me, any car perfection of 1:64. Personally, if you ask me, 99.9% precision is brought into TLV still now. I have not even seen
Okay.
in other brands also. So that with respect to the perfect scale, if you are looking at and for the best car you're looking at with all the interiors and all of them design, then you have to go for other brands. That's for sure. Hot Wheels RLCs are trying to come up with a lot of new cars, but even
Right.
then, the precision wise, somewhere the Japanese cars are all still the best ones. So that is
But
one
the
thing I wanted to
RLC
share.
again is just limited to, a special bunch of collectors, and unfortunately, India being a country with such a large population
Yeah,
base is not featured on the RLC map, which is really, really sad.
yeah. Probably you need
You're
to
fortunate,
add
yeah.
a name called Trump behind you, then it will be okay.
I don't understand why, our neighbors in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and even Sri Lanka, I believe,
Yeah,
has the option to, buy RLC and get it here and all. But we,
yeah,
in India, uh, we don't have RLC, and which is really, really sad. So it's really limited to, fortunate people such as yourselves and few people in the group and all that are there because. I believe they do have keep having these special sales and everything like that. But
yeah.
some of us are not just able to get them. So RLC, yes, it's limited to the select and lucky few such as yourselves. But for the rest of us and all, we only rely on the mercy of all of you
Yeah.
guys to try and get it for
Um,
us.
so to be very specific, even in RLCs, what we typically do within the community is sometimes, so there used to be errand sales that happens in RLCs also, where
Okay,
they give the cars back, where you get a chance to get additional cars. So
okay,
that's where I try to help the community of trying to bring in additional cars for them,
sure,
because I don't crazily go for multiple accounts like people get into that kind of a mindset and do it. But for me, it's been wherever possible to get multiple something like RLC selections. This blonde hair gazer. I think
right.
I would have got it for many people for sure.
Oh,
Similarly, the Willys gasser is coming this year in the blue color. So
right,
that is again a racing livery, and of course you get a selections car where you can get for multiples. So wherever possible within the budgets and within the confirmation that people can go afford it, I just go for trying to help them. It's not something which you can't do. It's not a big thing to do. And we usually import together. That's also one more culture we built in, where we join 3 to 4 people join. We try to club each other. 3 to 4 of us join together and do the imports, share the shipping, and share the customs. So that way around,
right.
what will happen is that you don't end up being target for customs also. So we keep switching the address. That's the main thing we do.
Mm,
But yeah, to be very specific, we join together and try to do the purchases wherever is feasible.
mm,
That way around, I think we'll be able to help more people. Um,
right.
Coming to the next one, I think I've got a beautiful Impala here. This is from Johnny Lightning.
Right.
So it has got a opening hood and a lot of detail into that. So this is one more beautiful car that we have got.
Wow.
So this is again from Johnny Lightning. It's a beautiful golden color car.
Right.
So and it is well detailed as we see. These are castings from 1990s again at par with they were coming in parallel with kind of a competitor, I would say, for Hot Wheels, but they were not making it big scale like Hot Wheels was doing. Of course, there
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of variety in Hot Wheels, but pretty much if you love muscle cars a lot, I would rather suggest you try few cars in Johnny Lightning because they've got
Oh.
beautiful muscle cars. You will simply love them. They have got most of the castings are metal on metal castings,
Mm-hmm.
and with all the opening parts. So this is one more of it. So this is Johnny Lightning. Um, got a beautiful Mustang here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
this is a
this is
Maestro
the
one.
boss.
This is the Maestro one. Okay.
Oh,
Um, so it is well detailed one with of course it has got a plastic base, but it has got a real riders on it, and with a opening hood too. Okay. Not much of a detail,
nice.
but it's kind of a detail to certain extent. So this is kind of a premium series in Maestro actually, and it is well detailed in the back and the front also.
And I
So
believe
this
these
is
are not very expensive. Also, they're pocket friendly.
yes,
This
exactly.
series.
At par with if you see the details are done in the bottom also a bit. So
Right.
this is at par with our CCs, I would say, in US
Right.
with respect to pricing at the present
Right.
moment. Yeah, of course, it's
Right.
very affordable for us to, in case if you are looking for something unique, then you have got Maestros also into picture. So probably
Mm.
this is one more brand. I've got a one of the most wanted cars now, the Agira. So this one is from Tarmac Works. Of course, this one rolls. Usually, not all the Tarmac Works have the rolling pieces.
Right.
And this one is beautifully done in the front also. It's one of the best cars released in Tarmac Works, I would say. And of course, we have got it in Hot Wheels in white. Probably I will try to go for the Hot Wheels ones, but the specialty about is this comes with a opening back where you can see the engine detail to certain extent.
But
Of
aren't
course,
these
this
like crazy prices for these
exactly.
tarmac works?
So
Like I can't understand.
that's what
Yeah.
you need to choose what you want in each series. So I would rather suggest choosing the right car in the right series matters a lot. So that way around, you don't invest into buying all the cars in that series. You just invest into cars which you like, and then it makes sense if it is really detailed to the core, and then invest into that car. So that way around, you can be buying those cars, get a feel of it. At the same time, you will be happy that you bought the car which you like the most and which is one of the best. So that way around, it will
So,
be even more a better satisfaction of being a collector rather than buying all the cars and checking out how they look.
mhm.
That is one thing. This is beautiful Kyosho Lotus 101.
Ah, these are Formula
So
One cars.
Formula One cars. So if you are really loving Formula One cars, 1 is to 64, if you want all the details into it, then don't forget Kyosho is also one more brand. So you get beautiful cars in Kyosho. F1 cars. This is a Lotus 101. Of course, you get tons of Ferraris. If
Hmm.
you are looking into Ferraris detailed ones, then at par with TLV, you've got a lot of Kyoshos where you can connect parts also, where you can connect all the parts. You can screw it down and you can change the wheels. So Kyosho is one brand which is easy to do that. So this is
But
a
these are
beautiful
not
one.
for rolling. These are just for display and everything, right? I mean, these are
These
great.
do roll. These do roll. Okay.
Okay.
For example, these two roll. But as you
But
said,
not like
yes,
Hot Wheels or
not
Matchbox
like
or
Hot
the
Wheels for
Lego
sure.
Mans and all of
Yeah,
that stuff.
this is
Okay. I
at
mean,
par with models,
these-
similar to how we call TLVs. So
right.
I would rate TLV higher, but this is at par with a kind of a Tomica Premium or in between line between Tomica Premium and TLV. Quality wise, is very good.
Okay.
It's very detailed, and if you love quality and details and the tampos, then for sure you get Koshos. For any collector, it will be there. For Europeans, JDMs, muscles, everything, Koshos have done their bit too. Again, I've got some unique cars here. This is a beautiful Alfa Romeo Corsa in Kyosho again.
Ooh,
So this has been done beautifully, and of course there is
that's
a that's one of the best
yeah.
Alfa Romeos I've seen. This is one more advantage with Kyosho is comes with a lot of colors also. So yellow, red, and whichever the color you like the lot, you can just pick up and you can just choose a car. It will not disappoint you in any way. Of course, the realistic lights also in the back, in the front, with respect to the tampos that has been made, all those things will be
Ooh.
realistic. So this is one of the best. Even the interiors, if you see, it will be very detailed. So that is one big advantage of having a Kyosho with you. So Kyosho comes with some unique cars. The next one is one of the detailed Gulf liveries I've got with me. This is a Pagani, um, Pagani Huayra.
Your video is frozen. Sriram, if you can hear me, okay, yeah, we got you back. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
Ooh,
Pagani Huayra. Extremely detailed. If I'm not wrong, this was kind of a custom, and I'm not sure about the brand, but I'll try to get to know the brand. To be very specific, it's a very well made Gulf livery in Pagani. I have not seen any other detailed Pagani than this. Even the wheels have been made really good. Even the back tampos and other things have been made really good. So this is one of the best ones at par with Kyosho, I would say. This is one of the best. Even the interiors have been made extremely detailed. If you see, even the interiors
yeah.
and the seats have been made so detailed. So this is one of the best Gulf liveries I've seen till now. So apart from that, I have collected. Uh, this is mini champs. Of course, they stopped that livery now. This 1:64 scale has been stopped in mini champs now. So this is one beautiful car that I loved a lot. So you can just see that. And this is a limited edition series
Fantastic.
also. This is a limited edition
Yeah.
series, and this is a Mercedes-Benz McLaren, and one of the best cars ever made in mini champs. So you can't find such a detailed. I have not seen a McLaren so detailed than this. Um, and
Okay,
of course,
Sriram,
I've
I'm
got
sorry. We're going to have to wrap the show up because I think we're already like 3 hours and 40 minutes into into this
okay.
Chennai special episode, and we've run out of time. We'd like to spend as much time as possible, looking more at these cars and all. But I think we've got a couple of more shows lined up on the platform that need to go on air.
Sure.
But thank you so much for sharing your valuable knowledge and information
Thanks a
and
lot.
these cars that you have and your fantastic community. And I was really blown away by the camaraderie that you guys have. For me, it's easier for a community to work together and to grow the collector in each one of us when we work together. And you guys are doing a phenomenal job, especially when you keep traveling abroad and you keep getting stuff for the other collectors here and other collectors keep getting stuff for you. Your mentioned, 2020, you haven't bought one car off the pegs, but I believe
Yeah.
you told me you got 60 cars, all
Yeah, that's
from
right.
your collectors and this beautiful network that you built up. And I think that is what collecting is all about. It's about
Exactly.
getting the right kind of people together, about curating the right kind of community that you have, and about helping each other and not trying to buy something so that you can pawn it off to the next collector for X plus the profit margin that a lot of we see that a lot of the communities
Exactly.
that are coming up are doing things like that and all. But I think that you guys really, just like the Bangalore guys and Madhouse and Beantown and uh,
Yeah.
we do follow certain rules in our group as well, with respect to pricing and everything. But yeah, you guys are actually taking it to the ground level and creating something that is the essence of the true value of collecting. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable collection,
Yeah.
giving your valuable time, and
Yeah. Before signing
also
off, I will just show one car before we sign off.
go ahead, show
Yeah.
me that one.
So this is the beautiful Duesenberg I've got here. This is from the oil can
Ah,
series.
the oil
So
can,
this is
the
one of
infamous
the
oil can
best,
series.
best classics I've ever got in Hot Wheels. So This is from the oil can series, and of course, it has got a opening hood also,
My
with a
God.
beautiful engine can scene. So that is one of the best series I've got in classics, and is one of the best. If you give it to any classic collector, then for sure they need to collect few of these series, and it's a beautifully done design work. So that is
Ooh.
one such classic I'm actively into now. So probably you will see more classics across brands from me in the future days.
No, we look forward to seeing more of your fantastic collection. And like you said, you keep growing with your different collection. You keep shifting your focus from one to the other to the next. Classics are where it's at. Even I have, slowly,
I'm
we
showing
keep
last
shifting.
one again.
Uh-huh.
This is
Sure,
a
we shall, we
beautiful
shall, we shall.
one. Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
beautiful one. It's an Audi LMS.
Ah, that thing
But
pops,
this is
man. I mean,
what this is the best one I've seen, and this is one of the initial editions of Audi R8 LMS. They have stopped with the last edition, if I'm not wrong, in 2020 now. After this, they will
okay.
not be making any more Audi R8 LMS, and
Uh,
this is from the Ape series, which is a kind of a limited edition series in Tarmac works, and this is one of the precious ones in Tarmac. So this is one of the best I've seen in Tarmac works, at least. This I liked it a lot. So it's extremely detailed to the core.
I have
So
yet to get into the tarmacs. I haven't bitten that bug yet because I'm still focusing on trying to get my Lesnies and my older cars, the corgis and everything, But yeah,
yeah,
these look delicious, man. These
of
look
course.
fantastically detailed, but I'm sure they're worth a pretty penny, So yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
they are not cheap, of course.
so no, 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 of course. But then there's people like you, and then there are other people also who are fond of tarmac, who are fond of TLVs, and these
Exactly.
upper premium, super premium brands, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 rupees for a 1:64 scale car.
Yeah.
I need to upgrade myself. But thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, man. It's been wonderful, very very insightful. The knowledge that we've got, the various cars that we've seen, and more about the community and the whole field. You guys are Talaivas, man. Macha,
Thank you.
thank you so much for taking your time out
Thanks a
and
lot, Paji. Yeah.
educating us. It's
Yeah.
been fantastic. And thanks,
Yeah.
guys, for sticking around and watching us. This has been one of our longest shows. We're now at 3 hours, 41 minutes, 17 seconds, and counting. New record for Let's Talk. But when we start talking, we have a lot to talk about. Hopefully, next week will be another place, another city with more collectors with their excellent collection. Thank you so much for joining us. Till next time.
Bye.